Okay, guys, we are live. So for those listening at home, welcome to the Dungeon Musings YouTube channel. My name is Kevin Madison, and I'll be your friendly marshal this evening. I didn't put my marshal pin on, but you'll have to suffice or trust that I have been duly deputized by the good folks at Pinnacle Entertainment. Tonight we were going to be playing our Night Below campaign, but people were being pulled in a whole bunch of different directions by a whole bunch of different things tonight, so we're down a bunch of players. And rather than give up an evening, we decided to return once again to the Weird West for a session of Savage Worlds Adventure Edition, set in the classic Weird West setting of Deadlands. Now, it's backwards, of course. But with me tonight are half of a new posse. Folks who, I think Arlen, you played, one session of Deadlands so far, and Hobbs, this is your first time playing Deadlands, right?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. So let's talk.
Played Deadlands.
Nice.
Sorry,
So let's talk about who we've got tonight. First up is Hobbs. Who are you and who are you playing tonight?
I am Jason Hobbs. I have not played Deadlands, though I did own the very first edition in hardback and the Quick and the Dead, I think, are the products that I had. And I am playing Justin River Davis.
Very nice. Next up is Arlen.
Hi, I'm Arlen. I've played the one session of Deadlands from last Sunday, and it was fun, so I'm back for more.
Outstanding.
And Santiago El Justo.
Nice. All right. So then, guys, we are... we've all played Savage Worlds together at least once before. I think what I'll do is we'll go through and kind of explain things as they go. The character sheets are quite good for having everything you need on them. So where our session is going to start, guys, let me just pull up a PDF I need here. Let's see. There we go. All right, so our scene opens, guys, in a smoke-filled saloon. What we see in this saloon is a bunch of kind of toughened cowboys and other folks who ride around the Wild West. There's maybe some folks who look like they're strapping. They may be bounty hunters. So there's saloon girls in here. There's a tinny piano playing off in one corner. There are cattle hands that are being... either being or about to be deprived of their pay by some very willing brothel or some prostitutes, some ladies of the trail. And we also have in one corner a bunch of very serious-minded men who are all playing a fierce game of cards. So, guys, we're going to start the session off rolling some dice right away. So, you guys are all engaged in a fierce bout of gambling. And the way gambling works in it is... now, unfortunately, Santiago, you're not great at gambling.
I don't think I even have it as a skill.
No. So you're questioning yourself, how the hell did you get roped into this? Now, here's what you get to decide, guys. We first set the stakes, and I think we'll set the stakes at $10. What everyone does then is you make a gambling roll. The lowest roll pays the highest, the difference between the stakes. The next lowest, the next one up, and so forth. I am just... Now, here's one thing you can choose to do, is you can choose to cheat. Cheating will give you a +2 to your roll, but if you get a critical fail, then you are caught and really bad things will happen. Now, hold on. I lost your camera there, Hobbs. Let me try and hit refresh again. Boom.
There we go.
Okay. So, what you guys are going to be doing is making a gambling check, and you can cheat to add a +2 to your roll, but if you roll a critical failure, which is 2 1s, then something very bad will happen. So, River, you get, because of your card sharp, you actually get a free reroll with your gambling.
Nice. So there's no reason I shouldn't cheat because there's no way I could possibly roll a critical failure every time.
Well, we'll see. That is definitely a possibility. Everyone else here, no one else seems to be really, particularly skilled with the with gambling. Now, Santiago, because you are unskilled, you'll be rolling the unskilled roll, which is a 1d4 -2, and you get your wild die to that, but that also gets a -2.
Yep.
So what are you thinking?
I'm not gonna cheat because I'm not particularly good at playing at all, and I think it'd be even worse at cheating.
Okay. All right. So then, everyone, let's make I'll tell you what I rolled here.
We roll, and then I'd roll gambling, and then I get a +2. That's a trait modifier.
It'll prompt you. It'll prompt you for a miscellaneous modifier.
2, and then does it automatically roll the wild die? I don't have to worry
It does.
about that?
Yeah, you'll see when it comes up. Boom! Holy shit! All right, so we can see that your D8 came up as a 5 there, Hobbs, and your wild die came up as a 12, which means you got a raise. Well, I mean, it's even better than that. Now,
did it raise 2 to both though? I put that +2 in.
The +2 was added to both of those. Yeah, you only rolled a 3 on your D8, it looks like, and then on the you rolled a 6 and a 4.
Oh, okay. I was thinking they were added together, but they're not. You just take one or the other.
Yeah, you take the best of the two. Now, so you're already sitting pretty. You do get a free reroll, and let me double check the actual phrasing of it. Some of them require you to take it doesn't say here. Card Sharp doesn't say whether you have to keep it or not.
Oh.
So give me a sec here. I'll tell you. So once you look it up, we don't have... One of the things that is not in the compendium yet is the information from Deadlands. Deadlands only came out or at least the rewards for the Kickstarter only came out a week ago.
Wow.
Yeah. I was pretty keen to get it to the table. All right, let's see here. Ranger edges. Where's your Huckster edges? Here we go. High roller. No, that's not the one. Card Sharp. Where are you, Card Sharp?
I have both High Roller and Card Sharp.
Yeah. Let's see here. Oh, boy. Card Sharp isn't listed in the Huckster edges, so it's got to be in somewhere else here. Where's the edges? Let's see. New powers. Unless it's... would you check in the compendium, see if Card Sharp's in there? I'll take a look in the core rulebook. See who gets there first.
It's not in edges.
Not in edges, okay. That is... Okay. Well, you know what? Let's say that you don't... You get to choose which of the two you take.
If I had to re-roll, I would just re-roll the 5, right?
Well, no, you'd re-roll everything.
Okay.
Yeah. A re-roll is re-rolling everything, so...
Okay.
What do you think? Take it or leave it?
Oh, I'm taking it.
Taking it, all right. So my best roll was a 2, unfortunately. So what that means...
Boy.
Yeah. So what that means is... let's see here. Arlen, you are losing 20 $20. Somehow this just got away from you. This smiling, mustachioed feller sitting there... He seems to have been running this table quite ragged. River, you are taking... the difference between you and the next highest roll is 10, which means you got $100. So you're walking away with $100 from this whole thing. However, by the end of the night... Let's see here. Why don't each of you guys give us a... perception check, please. Or so it's notice, not perception. Oh, Santiago is definitely focusing on the lost dinero.
Mm-hmm. There we go. Sorry, I couldn't find it. Perception. Is that a skill?
I'm sorry, notice. Yeah, skill.
All right. Notice.
You go 11. Oh my goodness. So you've already marked. There's 2 of the guys who you have been playing with, who you can tell, like, they're getting hotter and hotter and hotter. You know, every last lost hand, they keep, banging the table. There's a great big fat guy with a thick mustache. There's a skinny bald guy, and there is a guy who looks like he might be half Mexican or half half European, half something else. Dark features, and they seem to be in support of this tubby guy. And this fat feller, he definitely seems to be thinking that you're kind of running the ropes. And actually, you know what, Santiago? You actually don't lose 20 because you tied with somebody else for 0. So you actually will only lose 10 because they're going to have to kick in the extra difference.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So I don't think Justin and Santiago, you guys really know each other whatsoever. But
nice.
It's the 2 of you with these 3 other fellows sitting at the table, and they're getting angrier and angrier with each hand. You've been pushing it, and Justin, you've rolled certainly well enough where you figure this is maybe time to quit before this guy starts to make things hostile. Now you guys may wonder where you are too. You guys are actually in the small town of Lovelock, Nevada. Lovelock is, it's not a huge town, farming communities all around. Neither of you have any connections to here. Santiago, you've made your way through here after an somewhat eventful time a little further north. And, yeah. So what are you doing, Justin?
I am... first of all, I think this picture looks like a Lemmy.
Yeah, totally.
It totally looks like a Lemmy. I do declare that I believe my night is over, my good friends. I hope that your further endeavors are not nearly as unfortuitous as this one.
And bam, there's a slam on the table. The fat guy says, "Oh no, you ain't going nowhere with all of our money. You're going to sit that ass down again, and we're going to keep playing until I get my money back." You spare a look over, Justin, at the proprietor. Proprietor seems to be putting his hands underneath the bar. And you know from past experience that rarely, when they're looking in the direction of the gambling table and noise is coming from it, it rarely means that they're getting a peach daiquiri.
Peach daiquiri.
So, Santiago, what are you making of all this? This seems, I think with your notice roll, this seems to have come out of nowhere. You're like, oh, Jesus. And I think you suddenly notice that you are sitting at one side of the rounded table, and the other 3, like the 2 of you, and there's the other 3, and at least that feller with the strange looks, or the exotic looks, he's the one staring at you. And that's when it dawns on you that, oh shit, they think we're together.
Bit of a... Let's all calm down a second here, amigos. Just a card game. Nothing too... I mean, I lost some too to this gentleman here. Who knows what he does? He's, clearly taking us in for something. Who knows about that? But, I think we can all just agree, maybe have a little more whiskey and settle down, right?
The guy leans forward, the guy with the exotic looks, and he says to you in Spanish, listen, you think we don't see a stalker at a table? You think we're stupider than you think we are? And the bald guy kind of leans in, and he's got a real buzzard look to him too, big hook nose, and he looks at you guys. We're not going nowheres. And he reaches his hand back as if he's resting it on a sidearm. Can't see it because of the table. And that's when Justin and Santiago, you guys spare a look down at each other and you realize you may be in this together. What are you guys planning on doing?
Barkeep, a whiskey, and surely not your finest for these fellows. It seems that they have not taken upon themselves to properly lose like they have done thus far.
You called me a loser! And he jumps up, the table jumps up with his belly. And guys, here's what we're going to do. Anna's going to say hi. Jesus.
Hi, Anna.
Hi, Anna. Hi, sweetie. Good girl. Let me set up some banditos here for you. Go. Uno. Dos. Tres. Fat guy will be in the middle, and the other two will be on the side. Here's what we're going to do, as is the case in Savage Worlds, we're each going to draw a card, or we're going to draw cards, and if you don't mind, Hobbs, I'm going to draw the cards for you, just because that way they're positioned on the screen where we can all see them and whatnot. Because of your incredible roll, I'm going to let you draw 2 and take the best of the 2.
Okay.
Okay. Santiago, do you have any edges that modify your initiative?
I don't think so. No, nothing that modifies my initiative.
Sorry.
He's eager. That's all right.
It just keeps on popping on. I'm trying to read it, and then it shows up over there. So sorry about that.
That is no problem at all. These things. It's not like the spells or whatnot in D&D where it just takes up the whole thing. So let me get my stats here for these bad hombres. And there we go. All right. Now, let's. One thing I will notice, Justin or River, would you give us an occult roll, please? I know you're not terrific with occult, but come here, Anna, get out of there. Come on, sweetie. All right, so I'll just as a reminder, Hobbs, as long as you roll a 4 in an uncontested situation, that's a success. Every 4 over that counts as a raise, but often it's only 1 raise is all you need and all you get. So this town, one thing about the Weird West is that there are just places that put your teeth on edge, that just feel off. And Lovelock is most definitely one of those places. So these fellers, it may be the exhaustion, it may be financial stresses, it may be booze, but something, this added ambiance in Lovelock has added to the potential violence here, maybe the thing that's pushing them over. So let's draw some cards here. So Justin, let's see here. You get a 2 or a 10. I'm going to guess that 10 is what you're going to be going with.
We're going for high, right?
Yeah, high, yep.
Yeah.
Yep, Santiago, you get Jack. Nice. And then for our bad hombres, an 8. Alrighty. So then, starting with highest, Santiago, you're up first. What do you want to do?
All right.
All of these guys are going for the shooting irons.
Yeah, I'm looking through my combat options and situational rules real quick.
Okay. Well, that's one thing on the list here, Hobbs, is if you choose to as well, on the character sheet, there is a little dagger-looking thing on the far right. If you click on that, it gives you all the different combat options in the game.
Nice.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
All right, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do something fancy.
Love it.
I'm going to pull my 6-shooter.
Okay.
And then I'm going to do a called shot at the big guy's pistol.
No, man.
And
All right, so that's like a -4, I think, for the.
I think
called
it is a
shot,
-4.
and then a -2 from your for 2 action
From
multi-action.
multiple actions, yeah. So it's a total of a -6.
Right.
All right, let's try it. Oh, very close. Very
You want
close.
to spin a Benny to re-roll that?
Sure.
Okay.
Why not?
All
this
right.
seems like this would be a fun thing to get.
Heck yeah.
Oh, so close.
Goes wild. Alrighty. Then next up is, so Santiago's the first one. He's the fastest draw here. Gets his weapon out, his 6-shooter, and in spite of the, geez, is that? Oh, because the -6. Yeah, that's why.
Yeah.
So, geez, you got the +2 on top of everything. So, alrighty. Then, Justin, you're up next. What would you like to do?
Every time I hit that, I lose my character sheet. There it is. All right, so I don't think I have a ton of weapons on me other than...
Yeah, you got a Derringer, you got your knife, and then you got your bolt ability. Bolt is sort of like... It's basically, it's a blast that damages, and you can add what trappings you want to it. So, like, it could be a lightning, you could flash, like, a lightning bolt out of your hand. It could be a fire. It could have a thunderclap, like a gun going off.
I think trinkets can create a weapon in my hand as well.
Let's see here. We clicked on trinkets before. Okay, so yeah, you need to spend... Let's see here. I don't know what the power cost is of it. Allow you to create a minor mundane item weighing less than a pound, a Derringer playing card. With a raise, it's in minutes instead of rounds that it lasts. Okay, that's cool.
I thought that I had read something like it could be a loaded gun, but maybe it meant a Derringer. But I already have a Derringer, so...
That could be where the stats are, why you got the stats for it on your sheet, too.
Yeah, so I might as well. I think this is already a weird place, so I'm a bit...
So mechanically, that won't play into your rolls whatsoever. What it'll play into is if you guys have to make any fright checks.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if that maybe it would affect my rolls or something, or like maybe magic would be looked upon differently or something. I didn't know.
People might get a little spooked. The hex slingers, ever since the what do you call it? The Civil War ended. The kind of people know that. At least in the Weird West, people know what a huckster is. So if you work weird magics and stuff, people aren't gonna like try and burn you at the stake unless they're excessively religious. And Lovelock has given you no indication that this is that type of community.
All right, so I might as well use a bolt then.
Okay, what does your bolt look like? Like one of the ways that the game, just like honestly, it's like Champions, where the descriptor, that's the way that you differ your sort of like they call it the trappings. That's how you differ your particular ability from other people's ability. And then once you've described it that way, it locks it in, and then you have to spend extra power points to change it up. So what do you think?
I don't have any great thing coming out of my brain at the moment, so I might just look. Can I just like throw a card at him or something and then it blows up?
Yeah, that works.
I guess it doesn't blow up; it just flies at him. I think that's the normal one, right?
Explode up in one person just means that the explosion doesn't cover an area.
Okay.
Okay.
That sounds good.
Awesome. So you should be able to just click on that power, and then your blue bar is your power points.
Oh, I start with 10. Nice.
Yeah. Let me grab my...
Nothing happened. Oh, there it is. No trait modifiers, right?
No modifiers for this one, no.
Oh,
holy smokes. All right. So, yeah, this card goes flying out. You got a raise on it, so go ahead and click on roll damage. So that is 7, and you get to add that bonus damage on account of getting a raise. So that's 12. What I now do is I compare that. These guys are two kinds of characters in this. There's wild cards and there's regular folk. Regular folk, once they suffer 1 wound, they're dead, or they're down, or whatever. Wild cards can suffer up to 3 wounds and survive. 4th wound, you go down. Let's see here. 12, I compare this to their toughness. Jesus. You blow a hole in the guy's chest. So, boom. That is...
Well, I threw a card, so maybe it just kind of flips over and like sticks in his eye or something. I don't know.
I could stick right in his forehead. Fuck. And because he's DEAD dead. You killed him well over. Is it the fat guy? Is it the bald guy? Is it the...
I think it's going to be the guy in the middle, yeah.
Yeah.
The leader, the resident leader.
So he's going to try and get his gun out. Santiago's gun goes off. Your card hits him right in the forehead, and he just slumps back in his chair.
It seems your chips are down, friend.
Nice. All right. Then it is their turn. Now I'm going to make a spirit check for them and see if they may lose their sand. Let's see here. Roll. Oof. No, one of them has got a raise on it. Okay. So for sure one of them is still fighting. We'll say it's the bald guy. We'll say it's the other guy. Bald guy turns and he's going to run out of the saloon. So he is not going to be a problem anymore. The other guy, though, is going to draw his gun, and try and shoot. I think you, Justin, because you've been the most vocal. So his shooting is D6. Because he is not a wild card, he's a regular character. I just roll his skill. I don't get to roll a wild die. And he at this range, I think it's a 4 he needs to hit you. Here we go. Well, actually, no, it's not a 4 because he had to draw the thing. It's a 6 I need to hit you. His shot goes wild as well, too. And he kind of moves away a little bit back from the table. All right. Guys, that is the end of our first round. Let me get rid of these cards and deal you some new ones. All right. Justin, you got a 3. Oh, boy. Santiago. Oh, and mark your, however many power points your bolt was. I got the power cards here. Bolt is 1 power point.
Wow.
Okay. And then for the hombre, an ace. Oh, jeepers. All right, so he's up first. Fires again. Yeah, he doesn't fan the hammers, so... Miss this again. They're much closer this time, River. That second shot came a lot closer to getting you. Then it is Santiago. What are you doing?
Well, I don't want my Hombre Extrano to get killed by this guy, so I'm gonna blast him.
Okay.
Just with 1. I'm not gonna fan the hammer on him. I'm just gonna shoot it
in a packed saloon. Probably a good idea.
Yeah. All right. Regular shot.
Nice. Solid.
That is a hit.
That's a hit.
And then, 7 damage.
7 damage. So he is... wait, because he didn't get the raise. So he's shaken.
Mm-hmm.
So what that means, Hobbs, is that he's sort of not quite hit, but startled. And he'll need to recover next round. But if he was a wild card like you guys... then he would be able to... Oh, we're using the colored dots on the thing to track our bennies. I think you used 1, right?
No.
You didn't use any?
No, I used 1.
You used 1, right.
Yeah.
All right, so he is shaken. Then it is Justin's turn. What are you doing?
And when he's shaken, does that mean it's easier to hurt him or hit him? Or
he's not going to have... He will be stunned for next round. Next round, I have to make a spirit roll to try and recover. If I get a raise on that roll, then I get to act that round. Otherwise, I have to spend my turn trying to recover. If for you guys can spend a Benny and automatically recover from being shaken.
All right. I feel like I should do something funny with this bolt.
What are you thinking?
Like it... Well, I don't know if I'm a bloodthirsty fellow, but life is sort of cheap in the West, especially the weird West. But is there a trapping on here that I could do to like hold him somehow instead of kill him with it? Or
yeah, I think so. Let's take a look here. I mean,
it says fire, ice, light, darkness, colored bolt, or a stream of insects. So
it's not really
kind of what it looks like.
But let's see here. There's
an entangle power that I could use. Okay. Yeah, I forgot about this. Hinder.
You want to try, and what you could do as well is deal with the devil. That's an entangle ability, and Huxer sure shit can do that.
All right, yeah, let's do that.
All right. So, and it's reconnected. That's weird. Howdy, everybody. Sorry about the disconnect. Alrighty. All right, so entangle is, let's see here. So first thing we need to do is you need to ante up a Benny in order to do this.
All right. Well, let's ante up a Benny.
Okay. Then next thing you do is you're going to draw. Let me get another set of cards here for you. You're going to draw 5 cards. So you get 1 extra card on account of your what is it? Your card sharp or your high roller ability? One of those two.
Card sharp, I believe.
Card sharp. Okay. Let's see here. Boom. So there we go.
Oh no, that's a gambling, so it must be high roller. You draw an extra card anytime you deal with the devil.
Alrighty, so let me shuffle these cards here. All right, and then
does that 3 have to go back in there or no?
No. This will be. I actually got a
separate... this is a different deck.
Yeah, here we go. So you got 1. You'll see.
Nice king. 2, at least an ace though.
3.
Oh dang! Too bad I can't use the 3.
4. 5.
That doesn't look good. Uh-oh.
And 6.
Yeah!
Pair
Pair 10s.
All right. So then what we do is... Oh, now you make your gambling roll. And remember, you get to re-roll if you choose to.
What does the gambling roll do?
Gambling roll is... This is you making a deal. This is you dealing with the devil. If you get a success, you get 1 extra card. If you get a raise, you get 2 extra cards. And you get to re-roll.
Oh, I better re-roll.
Oh, no. But here's the thing. You can't re-roll a fumble.
Oh, I can't. Oh, you didn't say that earlier when I said, I got a gambling roll, so I should be okay.
Unfortunately, when you roll a fumble, you're not entitled to re-roll.
Nice. So this is good.
Yeah. So this will be interesting.
Hobbs going all in on a pair of 10s.
Yes. Now what you need to do...
Pretty good in 6-card stud.
So, a pair, we've got the thing loaded up in here. Dealing with the devil, a pair gives you 3 power points. Entangle only costs 2, which means you can actually get 1 power point back on top of it. So now I need you to make a spellcasting roll with actually no modifiers. You just need a 4 or higher on your spellcasting.
Oh, boy.
Holy
Oh.
Alrighty, so here's one other thing. If you go into the... what do you call it? Into the compendium, and you go into the powers list. Hobbs, if you want to follow along here, if you go down to the entangle, and there's an arrow on the left side there. You can click that, and it gives you the full card, full information of the power. So what this says is, entangle costs you 2 power points. Entangle allows you to restrain a target with ice, bands of energy, or other vine-like trappings. If you're successful, it becomes entangled. With a raise, which you did get, he's bound. And a bound character is... Let's see here. Entangled. A bound character... they cannot take physical actions other than trying to break free. And they are vulnerable, which means... actions against the character take +2 to their roll. So what is this? What do you think you're... I guess first off, we see you sort of like in the film version of this, you kind of disappear into your mind. You're playing your cards with your Manitou. What do we see?
Well, I mean, you would quickly see that kind of fold through almost in high speed as the cards are dealt out and the eyes go back and forth. Look at me. Look at the Manitou. Look at me. And then it comes back, and then basically I just throw some chips to the floor, and then the chips kind of wive up around him almost like a helix, a double helix, just kind of scintillating around him. I do declare you have made a grave error, sir. I told you once. I leave you to my friend El Justo. Nice. And then I'll drink the bad whiskey if the bartender brought it over. If he didn't, I'll just walk over and grab a shot.
I think what happens is so this thing, it does get bound up by the poker chips, and they kind of link in like a chain kind of way, and he's just trying to fight them to get out. In a completely silent saloon, you walk your way across. You walk up to the barkeep, and he's still kind of just eyes wide staring. And you sort of look down at the empty glass, and he's like, oh, and spilling a good third of what he's pouring. His hand trembling, he pours the drink, finally manages to fill it up for you, and you take your shot. El Justo, what are you doing during this?
I think I'm sort of, scratching my head with the butt of my 6-shooter for a second. Like, wow, this is pretty wild. Who knew that the guy I was playing poker with had all these special abilities?
Mm. And Justin, you can add a PowerPoint back to you. You can top yourself back up to 10.
What happened with the fumble? Nothing?
With the fumble, nothing as of yet.
Okay, good.
There may be
I was
something...
hoping you hadn't forgot it. I'm like, come on,
Nope.
man.
No. That's a check in the mail.
PowerPoint. I gave myself the Benny back, not the Benny, but the power.
The PowerPoint. Yeah,
I don't lose. I don't lose the Benny though, right?
Correct. You keep the Benny because you were successful.
All right, so I am good with the Benny.
Yep.
And then I get my PowerPoint back.
All right.
This game is easy, guys. Easy.
So you, I think there's some guy, like an old prospector or something on the far side of the room. It's like, somebody better get the marshal. And then like a young guy kind of hops up and runs outside. Justin and Santiago, you guys spare a moment of kind of, like recognition of like that you had each other's backs there. What happens next?
I think after finishing my drink, a clink of the thing as he runs out, pull my hat off, whoosh, sweep any extra money into it. Perhaps we should be on our way, sir.
The barkeep behind kind of says, Marshal's going to want to speak to you.
Indeed he is. And I'll snap my fingers and the chips will fall away from the guy, just fall to the ground, and then maybe turn into insects as they seem to flip away into the darkness.
Nice.
And then walk towards the back door.
Okay. So you're making your way towards the back door, and you can hear kind of the saloon doors open up, and someone comes walking in. Santiago, what are you doing while Justin is trying to make his exit?
So I'm gonna sort of I'm sort of walking backwards with Justin and sort of put a hand on his shoulder for a second and say, "Hombre, I think the marshal wanting to speak to us is more than just a suggestion."
I see. I do declare you must be correct. I certainly wouldn't want our initial rendezvous, such as it is, to become something more violent.
So, if you guys agree to wait, you can take a seat. They sort of drag the chair with the fat guy in it, with the card lodged in his forehead, away from the table, leaving a kind of a small pool of blood behind his face. Is nothing but a pouring, covered in dark liquid. It really isn't long before the door opens, and you see a fellow walk in with a serious expression, a 6-shooter at his side, and a tin star on his lapel. He walks in, and he looks over at the bar immediately, and the bartender kind of points off in your direction, and this gentleman walks over to you. And what he looks like is, I think he's shorter. He's got kind of like watery eyes. He probably only stands, I don't know, like maybe 5 foot, 5'6", 5'7". But he's definitely got that. He's got that swagger to him of someone who's not trying to make, not someone who's, putting on airs, but someone who definitely has, Santiago. I think you can recognize a pistolero when you see one. And he walks up and says, "Howdy, strangers." Looks down at the blood on the ground and the bodies that have been dragged away, and the one guy who's been kind of restrained. It seems like things got a mite heated here. Why don't you tell me what happened?
Some folks are more interested in taking things ungentlemanly like than they are simply playing a game of cards, Marshal.
Indeed. And what about you, hombre?
Pretty similar story, although I got taken from in the cards too.
Really? He looks down. Well, seems like there's 3 hands that aren't going to be claimed no more. And that one guy who you've caught is going to, he's about to say something, but as soon as you look over River, he's like, decides to make better of it. Really? Sam? Is that what happened? And he doesn't take his eyes off of you guys while he's asking. And Sam says, that's right. That fat one there, he drew on them first. They's was just faster. He nods, says, well, all right then. Suppose this is just no a Lovelock. We may not be the haven of law as is back east, but we certainly ain't the Wild West. That seems like a righteous kill as far as I'm concerned. I'm sorry that you did not have a more pleasant stay. And the kid who ran out to go and collect him, he comes forward and kind of whispers something in his ear. Is that right? He looks over at you, River. You a huckster, feller?
I have been called such things, Marshal. He's tall and long, but his face is kind of big. Yep. He's got a long coat, and he kind of edges around and puts his finger through one of the bullet holes where the guy shot at him. Puts it back, frowns at it a little bit.
Really? Then, pray, I don't mean to intrude on your evening any more than these rascals did. But might I bend your ear? I might. You and your companion here. I got whiskey.
As long as it's better than what Sam gave me.
Sam kind of, was going to say something and then just like, no, I guess that's about right. What say you? And he extends his hand out to you, River, and says, my name is Buzz Hopkins. I'm Marshal of Lovelock.
A pleasure. I'm River Davis, and this is my compadre, Santiago.
Santiago. He extends his hand. Pleasure to meet you, feller. And again,
likewise.
I'm sorry for the trouble. Would you gents mind joining me? The sheriff's office ain't anything fancy, but it's a little ways, place where we can talk a little more private-like.
I'll just look over to River.
Sure, nod happily.
All right. So he escorts you out. You guys walk out into the night. As is often the case in Nevada, the evenings are a hell of a lot colder than what the days were. So you step out, and having sat in that hot saloon with so many people around too, the difference is quite bracing. Whatever fuzziness that you may have got in your head on account of the booze, it's gone by the time that you take more than 5 steps. And he says, so where is it y'all are coming from then? You passing through, or you planning on making Lovelock your port of call for the near future?
While a Lovelock certainly sounds pleasing, it wasn't my intention to stay here long, Marshal.
Well, yeah, what about you, Santiago?
No, I can't imagine this being... No offense intended, but I can't imagine this being my resting place for any time too long, unless there's some love here who wants to lock with me.
I see. You speak to Sam. I think something like that might be able to be arranged out, probably at a discount on account of the fuss from tonight too. Oh, well, I mean, not many of us are from here. Lovelock is, it's no one, nobody that's come here is born here. So, it's not, and many that come, they don't stay long neither. So by the end of this conversation, you guys have made your way. It's the Lovelock itself, the main street is not really all that long, so it takes you very little time to walk across this, dusty, open area. You're able to look up at the beautiful, clear skies, stars twinkling overhead. It leads you into the low, single-story sheriff's office. And doesn't appear to be anyone in the jail today, so it brings you in, and there's a deputy who's sitting behind who seems snoozing. The sound of the door opening kind of shakes him awake. Buzz sort of shakes his head and says, "Why don't you make yourself useful and walk the rounds, will you?" And the guy kind of sheepishly gets up, grabs his hat, grabs his pistol, and then heads out the door. And he says, "Now, I believe I promised you some whiskey." He makes his way around the desk, pulls his desk out, pulls a couple shot glasses out, sets them down for you guys, pours some whiskey, and then makes a big production out of sitting down, and he gestures to the 2 seats that are near his desk.
Yeah, sit down and have some whiskey.
River takes a seat with a flourish.
All right. So he says, "So now, Justin, I haven't dealt with many of your kind, but from what I've been told, y'all are pretty educated in the ways of the strange things that we've been finding out east or out west here. You know what I mean? Those weird things that the Tombstone Epitaph talks about."
I have some knowledge in the arcane arts.
Well, then let me tell you this then. So, over the last little while, we've had a bunch of livestock going missing. And, I mean, that's nothing strange, per se. But now, some settlers have up and vanished as well. Folks in town got it in their head that the Paiutes did it. There's a group of Injuns that did move in not far away from town. Some of them hotheads are planning on a direct approach, abducting a native youth and making them confess. But that just don't sit right with me. But I'm on my own here with no help coming in from the county. I could use some deputies to help me investigate the disappearances, but you've met my one I have at hand, and you're catching him on one of his better days. As far as I could tell, he didn't get into the hooch yet. Now, I could really use someone to help me investigate the disappearances, and someone who ain't from here might find the Paiutes a little more welcoming than if they knew you were from here. If you're up for it, I'll see to the hotel, and whiskeys are as free as long as you're in Lovelock, and I may even be able to scramble something together from the petty cash, make it worth your while too. It's just, I'm not sure if you felt it too, but there's been something, my hair has been on end ever since I came in here, and things are just since them disappearances started, just makes me think something else is to blame here. What do you say, River? Is that something you think you can help us with?
I do declare there is a taint in the air, Marshal. I would agree with you most forthrightly.
Good. Well then, for the length of, and he seems to have just assumed that, Santiago, you're going along with it. He doesn't seem to appreciate that you guys didn't know each other before tonight.
Mm-hmm.
So then, if, hold on, and he goes in his desk, pulls it open, you hear the creaking of it. Clearly not really a fine make, because it takes him a couple tries to get the door open. Pulls the thing open, you hear sliding of some metal inside. He reaches down, and then tosses 2 tin stars on the desk, landing next to where your empty shot glasses are. And as you're still looking at them, you see that the shot glasses are suddenly being filled as well, too. He hasn't got your answer yet, but it seems like he's anticipating it. Filling it up, fills up his. So what do you say?
I believe that tin will match that twinkle in your eye, Santiago.
Santiago, what do you say?
Yeah, I think I could, hang out here for a little longer. solve some problems, see if there's something to be done.
Wonderful. And he kind of slaps the table, or the desk, grabs his shot glass, clinks yours, still sitting on the table, filled up to the meniscus. Boom. Shoots his back, claps it down, and waits to see if you guys do as well.
Yeah. Cheers, partner.
All right.
Clink the river.
Alrighty, so shots are out and down, and says, "Wonderful, then. I'll speak to Annabelle and get you set up at the hotel, and then tomorrow I'll leave it in your hands, there, Justin, or River. Forgive me. You can proceed as you deem appropriate. I know that there's been problems in the farmsteads as well too. You're welcome to investigate them as well, and I'll be sure to give you directions to the Paiute camp if you're inclined to go there. No decisions have been made just as of yet, but I expect that it won't be long before the folk here are working up a posse to head out and have words with the Paiutes. Sooner you could figure out what's the cause of this, better for all concerned, I think.
We will get upon that post haste.
That is appreciated. So, and he looks outside. I ain't that curious. And you guys look outside, and you can see that the outside there is a heavy mist that seems to have come in.
Oh boy. I have to go to the bathroom.
It appears that Justin may have sold himself. Santiago, what are you making of all this?
It's pretty weird, running into a huckster in the middle of nowhere out here in the West, and then having him, zap one guy with his card and tie up the other guy with his chips. It's pretty, pretty funky.
Pretty trippy. Yeah, dealt with that Huck Slinger gal with her magic guns in Elko.
Mm-hmm.
But this is something wholly different for sure.
Yeah, she was a gambler too, though. So
yeah,
Yeah.
It seems it's in the blood, right?
Yep.
All right, so we're going to talk hops through. I think what we'll do is we'll transition. We'll see what's going on with this mist first, but then next what we'll do is we'll transition into kind of a networking phase. So you guys will be able to figure out how you want to kind of go about collecting information or where you want to go. Excuse me.
All right.
All right. Alrighty. And for those listening at home too, who did watch our previous session, Santiago has some experience under his belt too.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what'd you take?
The improved trademark weapon
Very nice.
at the boost. Although I think next one I'm going to try to get something to quick draw.
Very cool.
Seems like I end up doing that all too often.
Yeah. All right. All right. Back from the shit house. All right. So then what you see, Justin, is you're looking out there, and what you hear is kind of a low rumbling. Almost like a tremor. Hold on. Let me... I think I got something a little scarier here. Is this what I want? Yep. So, what you can feel, River, is that Manitou. Seems like your connection with that Manitou was not severed. And you can suddenly feel like yourself being almost pulled back to the hunting grounds. What I'd like you to do is give us a spirit check, please. And you're going to take, one second here, I think it's a -1 to the roll on account of the ambient fear. Yeah, -1. So go spirit roll at -1, please.
That is peculiar. -1 on the straight modifier.
Yes, please. Holy shit! Oh my god, Hobbs! We've clearly found your game. So, all right. So what I'm going to give you is not only are you not what we're rolling for, see if you are going to be frightened. Because what you fear is the sound of something.
A giant walking.
Like something walking, yeah. And you sort of, in this state, like you're both in the sheriff's office, but you're also somewhere in the hunting grounds, like vast, burned, scorched landscape off in either direction, almost like the a torch set to the entire stretch of the Nevada desert. And you spare a look back, and you can see something enormous, easily taller than the tallest building you've ever seen in the West. Certainly, maybe even like twice the height of a 3-story building. The biggest steeple is moving through the mist. A rough, humanoid form you can see. It's stalking towards you.
So, have I ever experienced anything like this before? Is there a reason the Manitous would be unhappy with me because I've forced them into things they don't want, or?
It might be that they're trying. Give us an occult roll. Let's see if you can interpret. You got any frame of reference? Did you read something about this in Hoyles?
Apparently not.
No idea what the hell, why this is happening. This is unprecedented for you, though. This is not anything you've had. And then, like, almost as if the thing is about to become visible through the mists, you hear, Mr. Davis. And you snap around, and you are back in the office. Oh, and we may have Steve joining us now.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Alrighty. So then, let me put the meat in there for Steve. So what, you turn around
I think you can see like a roll of sweat go down the side of Justin's face, and he glances over at Santiago to see if he like, it seems like he had noticed anything or was looking outside or anything like that.
No, you can see.
You can visibly see him swallow. I thought you said that was the good stuff, Marshal.
He looks kind of almost wounded. Well, I assure you, sir, that's the best we got on offer. Sorry if it doesn't agree with your constitution.
A constitution may indeed be in order. Let us repair to the hotel.
So you look outside, and the mist is gone, almost as suddenly as it came. And you can see the marshal shakes his head, and again says, peculiar, nothing but peculiar. Come on, Springy, and we see you guys being escorted to the hotel. So now, let's see if Steve's going to join the call. What'll happen next is so there is a whole sort of like mini game. One of the things with Savage Worlds, Hobbs, is that like it incorporates a bunch of like mini games or like different kind of sub mechanics that are used to model different parts of the story. And one of them is networking. Networking is your way of sort of going out and getting information and beating down doors. It's adapted from the pulp noir kind of mystery stuff from the Deadlands noir setting. So this is what we'll be using to model sort of how you guys want to investigate. And it'll be modified by like where you go, how you gotta go about it, and yeah. So, what are you guys thinking? How do you want to approach this investigation? You guys will have time to talk amongst each other in the room, of course.
Well, should we find out who the people are and see if there's anything about them that that links them together somehow, or is it a talking thing? Is it a searching around? Are you more of a tracking guy? What is it that you would be most able through your normal abilities to help with, Santiago?
I'm definitely, happy to talk to whoever seems like riding out to the farmsteads and then riding to the First Nations camp that's nearby. Talk to them, see what they have to say about what's going on. I don't know, with so little, there's obviously weird stuff going on, but with so little information right now, it seems like that's our best play, really.
All right.
So, where are you planning on going first? You can, as example, you could ask around town. You could head out to the different farmsteads. You could speak to the Paiute, what do you call it? Tribe, I guess. And you could try something different. What's the first thing you want to kind of tackle?
I was thinking I should maybe, ladies of the brothel, they usually often have information.
Yeah.
I should maybe ask each of them individually.
Okay. I'm feeling lucky next time. These first four did not know anything, but and all you can think is some of that is your money, Santiago, that's being spent. So the way that the networking rules work is you choose either, you could do the nice way, which uses persuasion, or you can use the not so nice way, which uses intimidation. And then you can also, it's very, Savage Worlds is very flexible, where you can use other, rules if, or their skills if it feels it's appropriate for the situation. In addition, if you are spending some money around, say like for every $10, if you spend $10 by spending money around, say flattering the ladies, or just buying drinks for people, that'll give you a +2 to your roll for networking. And then basically what happens is that if you get a success, then you're going to get some information. A raise gets you more information beyond the bare minimum that would be accessible there. A failure means you just don't get anything, and a critical failure means you are cut off from that particular group for a while.
Is this a skill, networking?
No. Networking, it uses the persuasion or the intimidation. Actually, you know what?
You didn't mention that.
I bet you there is a handout here. Hold on.
I like it.
Let's see. Yeah, take a look at this, guys. Here we go. Can I show this to you? I can't. So if you go into the compendium and you click on the top there and just click in networking, all one word, you will be able to find all the rules for it that we're going to be using. I said this last time too. Like, one of the fun things with Savage Worlds is that when you, even though there is an awful lot of rules for different things, they rarely take up more than like 3 paragraphs. So it's very easy to look it up, and even if you've never used it before, to get the gist of how you use it. So, what do you guys? Oh, and you can also use the ability to help another too. So Santiago could, for instance, do something to try and assist you with his persuasion skill, with something else, with some other skill, with something situational, and that may give you another +1, or perhaps +2 with a raise on his roll.
Well, I would definitely be using this money talks. I have some more dollar bills to help out. In fact, I think I would actually
Steve-O!
offer. Hey, Steve.
Steve.
What shaking, buddy?
He's muted.
Oh, Steve, you're muted in the hangout, bud. Or the meet. You will need to unmute yourself.
I also could use. I mean, I think I'm fine. I should be able to use this persuasion here. If I use some of this money, then getting a +2 would be happy. Oh, what I said I was going to do is slip the $10 back to Santiago in a.
Okay.
Perhaps these are yours, sir. I believe I may have come upon them, possibly in an underhanded way, and as we will be working together for the next few days, perhaps, it seems best that I return it to you. A code of companions, I might say.
Okay.
I also got a little English there. I don't know why.
My accents all drift towards Scottish at some point anyway, so or at least my fake Scottish. Steve, can you hear us? I was going to say...
Oh, sorry.
Well, I don't know. He's been having some real internet connections tonight, he said, or issues tonight. I may have been flashing Anna on the on the stream. I was hovering over one thing too long there. Anyway, all right. So let's hope. Yep, Anna just popped up on the stream. That's hilarious. All right. So then, guys, what?
I was wondering if I could actually try to use this empathy to gain some bonus pluses here.
Empathy, which?
It's a power.
So the thing is that most powers in Savage Worlds only have a duration of 5, which means that they only last for a short period. For networking, it's sort of like this is a montage thing.
Oh, okay, so it doesn't work.
Yeah, it would be. See here.
Weird.
Hey, there's Steve-O.
Hey.
What's up, buddy?
Steve.
I'm here. I'm in Peru. Things are good. I start teaching English on Monday.
Okay.
And I'm an explorer.
Steve, you are playing Alexander, who is the...
Cool. Of course.
What do you call it? Alexander Featherstonehuff. He is a explorer. So I think what you guys will find in the early morning is that there is this very, very British explorer. So Steve-O, there's your character sheet. And if you want a quick reference, that will roll everything for you. And here's the explorer sheet there.
Thank you.
There we go. So there's you. So as you guys wake up, you find there's this, retired Victorian explorer who has been also hired by the sheriff. He's adjusting a shiny new, what do you call it? A deputy's badge, a tin star.
So I'm tired. I'll have you know I'm an independent consultant.
Okay. So what? I guess, guys, you want to bring Alexander up to speed on what what you're being hired to investigate, because he doesn't seem to have a clue. Alexander may have been in his cups when he had it explained to him.
Go for it, Arlen.
All right, so Hobbs, as usual, is playing a degenerate character who cannot get along with any NPCs and who ended up killing one and capturing another. And so then we got a talking to from the marshal, who told us that there are disappearances happening. At first livestock, and now there's like people going missing, and they're worried that the local, I wrote down the name, the Paiute tribe.
Paiute tribe, yeah.
Paiute tribe is well, there's some of the townsfolk think that the Paiute tribe is responsible, and so they're gonna get a posse together and go attack them soon if we don't figure out what's actually going on. So unless we want to be in the midst of a full-on skirmish, we probably ought to figure out what's happening or get out of town quickly. And get out of town quickly will lose some honor points, so that's not really an option.
Well, in Santiago, it sounds like there's a bunch of innocent folks on both sides who may be at risk here. So,
I know.
it's like the easiest
Shouldn't have
character to
taken that
motivate.
hindrance.
I don't even need to come up with explanations. With Justin, I got to come up with some cockamamie, justification for getting him involved. Santiago, it's very easy for you.
Yep.
All right. So then, what we were talking about, Steve, is that in the what do you call it? Oh, that's awesome! That's so good. Oh, that's terrific. Okay, so what?
That was a critical failure, so that could have been even subtly even worse.
I think then I'm going to also pay that forward too. So your fear check is already one way of getting things a little more dangerous, but that definitely will. So good. So what Hobbs has shared is one of the hindrances. Characters in Savage Worlds, you don't have to take them, but when you generate your character, you're always free to take up to 4 points worth of hindrances, major and minor hindrances, and because characters want to have more points to make your character, or players want to have more points, you inevitably take them, and it is one of the most fun things about playing these characters, that it's very easy to wrap your head around who these characters are, because of they're generally kind of not caricatures, but they're definitely broad personalities. So, what do you guys think? We were talking about what approach we want to use here. So you were saying persuasion there. Justin, you thought you might go and talk to the girls at the saloon. Does that sound about right?
Yep.
Okay, so you're going to spread some money around while you're doing that as well. Santiago and Alexander, you guys can join Justin in this, or you can do your own kind of networking as well too. What are you guys thinking?
Ladies at the saloon, well, I think that I'm feeling rather young this evening. Perhaps I shall join you.
One thing that Alexander, who has been talking your ear off about this since you met up, it does seem that he has a great deal of experience in all the wild places in all the wide world. So his survival and stuff is quite good. You're basically like Alan Quartermain, but very old. I don't know if you know who Alan Quartermain is, Steve, but he's basically, think of like a prototype.
I think you mean.
What's that?
Excuse me, but I saw Richard Chamberlain in the 80s.
There you go, exactly.
In King Solomon's Mines. Thank you right there. All right.
There you go. He predates that by quite a bit, but you're on. If you got that, you got something to work off of. All right, so that's like a very, very old Alan Quartermain. That's who you are basically playing. So, how do you guys want to... So, we got River is going to be doing the one. Do you guys want to see what comes from that and then plan yours? Or do you have something that you want to queue up now for our next scene?
I think I might go to the saloon, but talk with the barkeep instead. Seems like he probably has his finger on the pulse in terms of what's going on in town.
Yeah. And how about you, Alexander? What are you thinking?
Well, I shall accompany you then. I would love to meet some of the locals.
All right. So then, do you wish... What you can do, Steve, if you just want to try and assist here, you can make a... figure out sort of what approach... Justin's going to be going to sweet talk the saloon girls and pass them a little bribe. Santiago's trying to chat up the bartender. Do either of those sound like something that would be more up Alexander's line, or what?
Well, there's no sense in talking up women without a wingman, as I believe you Americans say.
I do declare you shall make the most appropriate wingman, sir.
All right. So then let's start off with Alexander. Why don't you give us a persuasion roll, please? And you do have that, yeah. I think everyone has that actually at least at D4. One of the things they changed in the Adventure Edition is they added in that there's certain, and the base rules, everyone starts off with certain level and certain skills. Oh boy. So,
I'm a natural, of course.
little,
I forgot to add my natural plus 10 bonus.
Fortunately, oh, you know what? Hold on, Steve-O. I think that you are suffering, 1 second here. You're suffering a whole shit ton of wounds. 1 second.
Wounds?
Yeah, which you...
Oh, I'm wounded. Oh, yes, it was... I was hunting boar earlier today.
Oh. I was drinking more than I thought last night. That is one wicked hangover, sir.
All right, so, and that, hold on, you can get rid of that as well, too. That was a consequence of last session.
I prefer to hunt boar with only cactus needles.
Alrighty. Okay, so Steve, please go ahead and roll that again without the penalties of your wounds.
Okay.
Oh.
Gracias.
All right, here we go.
Trait modifier, exceptional. There we go. 3,
There
4.
you go. Alrighty. So then that's a success. So that means you're going to get a +1 to your roll, Hobbs. So River, you are getting a net of, I believe, with your dinero that you're spreading around, you're going to get a +3 in total.
Oh boy. So it's impossible for me to fail then, right?
No, if you roll 2 1s, that's a fumble.
Oh. What the heck?
What the heck?
You typed a plus instead of just a 3.
Oh,
my
that's
bad.
why. Yeah, so go ahead and
So
put
it
just
killed
a
the
3.
roll
Yeah.
like it does.
Yeah. So try that again. There you go, with a raise from that wild die. Awesome. All right, so asking around, what you've heard is the so not only the saloon girl. I guess first off, like, what does this look like? What do we see in the film version of you? Is this like one room with like all the girls in one thing, all sitting around telling you what they've all heard, kind of thing, and you're sitting back smoking a cigarillo, or is it?
Yeah, I think so. Alexander has his pipe.
Yep.
Justin is annoying with the words he chooses and his rather overbearing act. That's his quirk I'm trying to play. So
Yeah. So I think we see one of the ladies. It's one of the younger prostitutes who brings over a little like, here's your tea, sir, for Alexander. So he's puffing his pipe. He's got his tea. What these girls tell you is that several of the farmhands have been basically have been leaving on account of the damage. There's been strange, unseasonable mists. Like the Nevada territory is not particularly known for fog or mist or anything like that. So there's been several of the farmhands who have talked about that. There's one that swore he saw a footprint that was easily long enough for him to lie in. No one else saw that, so they called him a fool. But this young kid seems still, scared bad enough for him to head out of town and leave the farmstead. The rumors that they've heard as well too is that it's the Paiutes. It's either the Paiutes themselves that are going in, or the Paiutes and their magic. So that's sort of that's what you pick up from them. Do you have any follow-up questions?
do they know which farm that the guy said he saw a giant footprint?
Yeah, they can give you the name of the farmstead. We'll say it's the Halsley farmstead.
I think as some of this information comes out, you can see River's hand shake a little bit as he thinks back to the drawing into the hunting grounds, or slipping a bit past the veil to where the Manitou is, and he's like, a little nervous about that, like it wasn't just some image or something, illusion. Maybe it was indeed a lifting of the veil itself, and he could see beyond. So,
well, you didn't seem to be able to control it either. So what happens if it happens again?
Yeah. Well, it definitely makes me feel like there might be some giant thing here if that's what's happening. Have we ever heard, is there like a Bigfoot that tall, 60 feet tall, 6 men tall?
All sorts of weird. If you ask about that, all the girls start just giving like every fanciful monster that has ever been described in the Tombstone Epitaph is now suddenly being described to them. So it's just like you're just bombarded with nonsense, basically. Some of the stuff may be accurate, some of the stuff may be completely wrong, and I think Alexander, why don't you give us a common knowledge roll, please? You've been around.
But of course.
So that'll be one of your skills.
Oh yes, and in fact, I was schooled in the Scottish Common Knowledge School. It's a common knowledge. I just rolled. It should become.
No. You know, this is really the most delightful tea. Wonderful stuff. You normally don't find this in the territories. Alexander's completely
Especially the
tuning out
obvious.
what's going on as these girls are all talking about, like, you know, the chupacabra and, like, the jackaware and all this awful shit. The, you know, the what do you call it? The Utah Devil, the Rattlers. And Alexander's just like, really very good tea. So,
Right.
All right. Anything else, River?
I think River is actually, like I say, a bit nonplussed to hear this, and it's both Alexander and Justin seem to like tune it out as these girls are, you know, going around. River just falls into a reverie as he considers what could be happening.
I think ever so subtly too. If you're lost like that, and you look out at the clear skies. There's no thunder today. And we sort of fade back into them all chattering, you know, with these, and arguing with each other as well, too, over the accuracy of what they're reporting. So why don't we cut downstairs to the Santiago and the barkeep? How does this scene play out? Again, you can use, you can be nice or you can be not so nice. What do you think?
I'm definitely being nice.
Okay.
And I'm sort of gonna ask him, you know, kind of we've tapped the star and say, you know, we're investigating some disappearances that have been going on, wondering if you might have any information about that, might know any, you know, anyone else we could talk to about that around town or further afield.
Why don't you go ahead and so I think it's going to be right now just a flat persuasion, unless you've got something else that you want to, you could give money, information. I'm not sure what it could be. It's really at your discretion.
Yeah, I don't think I don't have a lot of money, so I'm gonna save it for.
Yep.
Yep. But I think a flat persuasion is good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Look at that. Nice. All right. So, what he tells you, he kind of, you know, Sam nods and thinks like that's. I kind of figured that's what he wanted to talk to you about. And he basically repeats the same information that you'd heard from the thing. He is convinced that it's the Paiute. They only came down here right before these attacks started. So they've only been. He can tell you where they are. It's at a bend in the river, not far from here, about maybe half day's ride. But he's certain that that's the reason. He's certain that that's the, you know, those things are what's to blame for the troubles out here. If you drive them out or string them up, we will see an end to these problems. I guarantee it. He didn't seem to be like particularly hateful or anything like that.
Yeah,
it's just
standard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything further you want to ask him?
No, I think that's good information.
Okay.
That they came recently and just before the problems started. That'll be a good thing to bring up.
Okay.
So I think that's that.
So we kind of cut to, River and Alexander coming down the stairs. They having finished their conversation with the Saloon girls. You guys join up with each other, and what happens next?
I would say there's us sharing our information, and I think Justin suggests maybe going out there where this is and see if Alexander can find any trace of anything, and visiting the Paiute seems like a good idea.
Yeah, I think seeing if we can't find trace of massive footprints. How hard can it be to find massive footprints out in the middle of the wasteland?
How hard, indeed.
Okay. So then, Santiago's got his own horse, but you guys will be loaned. I don't know. Maybe you guys do have your own horses because you can't really take you can take a stage into here, I suppose. They'll lend you horses for those who do not have them. But Santiago, you still got that one with the little patch over the eye that you picked up in Elko?
Yeah, Bullseye 2.
Bullseye 2, yeah. It's like Kobold. Hopefully Bullseye 2 has a longer lifespan. Yeah, not Paiute, no. It's something different, Alexander. Alrighty. So then, we cut to you guys riding out. So you reach, it's not hard to find the farmstead. You follow, the directions are quite good, even in spite of the barren Nevada landscape. And let's get a little sampling of that right now, guys. So there is the landscape through which you are riding. Now, let's... You know, life's never boring in the Weird West, so let's just let's do one quick thing here. I'm going to give a shuffle into my cards here.
Me too.
See if anything interesting happens. Alright, so let's see. Alrighty. Here we go, guys. Nope. It is an uneventful ride. So, you guys come across the farmstead, and what you find as you're riding down towards this is, I mean, the first sign around the small, fenced-in area that's attached to the farmhouse, or near the farmhouse at least, two sides of the fencing is completely obliterated. The flinders of wood all spread across the interior of the farm, of the yard. There is a home that looks to have been collapsed on one corner, and absolutely no sign of any living thing. Let's transition here. Let's see. This one I want? No, I think it's maybe this one. Let's see. Yeah, that'll work. All right. Oh, you have some connection issues there, Steve-O? Yeah, I think we'll roleplay it as Alexander being hard of hearing. He's just too old. What was that again? All right, so you guys ride up. No sign of any life in this farmstead. There's the sign, you can hear the cry of maybe a vulture or some other kind of big bird off in the distance, but there is nothing. You're looking out, and the view that you see on the screen here is what you enjoy in every single direction from this farmstead. What do you guys wish to do?
I'm muted.
Yeah.
I think that River is more urban-minded, so he would be curious to see why no one seems to be around in the farmstead, to see if there's anything at the farmstead that would say why it's deserted or something. So maybe head towards the house or the farmhands, the hired hands building, or something like that.
Well, what you could do, why don't you give us a notice check there, River. Steve-O, can you hear us right now?
Steve is not in the hangout or the meet right now.
Oh, okay.
Looks like that was the connection troubles.
Oh, okay. So we'll do this for him. Let's see if he is in there. Oh man, great roll, River. Holy smokes! Oh, Steve, it sounds like Steve's back now. Steve-O, you might be mute. Yeah, there we go. Welcome back. Steve-O, would you...
Thank you.
Would you?
That might happen occasionally.
That is quite all right. Would you kindly give us a survival roll, please?
Why?
All right, so...
I love surviving. Nope, I had to change my...
So, Justin, you kind of, prompt your horse to ride on over to the small buildings that are on the property here. And what you can find is there is the clear evidence with a raise. I'll give you even more than you would. Fences are busted through. Doors and windows are shattered. And just like the fences, it's shattered inward. There is a smell of wood smoke and charred meat that lingers all around. And you can see in amongst the wreckage of the house, blood and torn clothing. And you think you can spot something from your horse, but you're going to have to get down to look a little closer.
All right. I'll get down, sweeps his long coat to the side as he ties up the horse to a hitching post.
Okay. It's on a bit of an angle on the fence for it's been quite severely damaged. You head over to the house and you kind of blink, do a double blink, and you reach in and you pull out. There's teeth on the floor in here. Human teeth with the grisly root still attached to some of them. Would you give us a spirit check, please, at +1? Anyone who witnessed this as well, too, give us another spirit check at +1, please. Nice.
Is it?
Oh,
I don't believe I have a spirit.
Spirit will be one of your stats. One of your 5 stats are right at the top there.
I rolled a fear check roll, I guess.
It's same thing. Yeah, same thing.
Oh, it is the same thing. Okay.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Oh, I typed a plus instead of just a 1.
Ooh.
There you go.
All
yeah.
right.
No, you guys are made of stern stuff. So, disgusting, but not unsettling. So, there's no sign of whose teeth these are or what had, but they look... yeah. They look not to... I mean, they look to have been flicked or knocked or pulled out somehow, extracted fully. Alexander, you're sort of on the edge of the property as you're doing this, looking near that shattered pen that no doubt once held animals, and you got a success on your tracking or your survival check. What you find are a series of footprints. Footprints that seem about, they look like humans' footprints, barefoot, but they seem about 2.5 times the size of what they should be.
2.5 times the sun.
There's also something curious. There's 10 claw gouges in one of the prints.
10 claw gouges in a print.
Yeah.
2.5 times normal masculine size. Sounds like a local yeti, perhaps.
The strange thing is that, well, for one thing, the tracks leading away from here are deeper, but they almost seem to skip parts. Like, you can see there's a right foot, left foot, right foot, then there's nothing for, 50 feet, and then the tracks begin again. And it's not a matter that they were moving over harder surfaces, it's that they fully vanish or just stop to exist and then come back.
Perhaps they were triple jumping.
That would be evident by the longer tracks before the lead up and then a jump afterwards, because it would be deeper as you're springing up. That does not appear to be the case. It's an even stride, deeper than the tracks leading in.
Bizarre.
And these seem to be lead off to the north of town.
What is in the direction of the north?
that is in the rough direction of where the Paiute camp is. It's northwest of town, but yeah. So, what do you guys wish to do?
So I see Justin kind of squatting down, his long, thin legs, kind of stretched out strangely as he picks one up, eyes it closely, flicks at one meaty thing.
Yeah.
I do declare the Tooth Fairy has arrived, Santiago. Do you have $1 for my pillow?
What do you have to say to that, Santiago?
I think all my dollars are gonna have to be saved for, whiskey and maybe more ammo after I, run through it all. Or another horse. Last one died pretty nastily, so.
A story. Perhaps we shall hear it one day. So he'll take the tooth, stick it in a pocket, and continue looking around to see if he can find any more remains of whoever this was taken from. Some toothless codger somewhere.
You can see that there are in the open yard there is some more signs of blood and the very heavily disturbed earth, but nothing else that looks as grisly as the inside of the house.
Is there a folklore creature that has oversized feet and steel's teeth?
Why don't you give us an occult
A bone
roll?
something? I don't know. I feel like I have a picture in my head, but I don't know what it's from.
Mm-hmm.
No?
Nothing comes to mind for Justin, at least.
The Hoyle's books did not go into that.
So your occult is a D4, which means like you're a dabbler.
Yeah.
So you it may have been just that you were more interested in other things apart from the weirder things going on in the West. So, anything else you guys wish to do here? What do you make of these tracks?
Steve is back. I was wondering. They must have carried something away, right?
I'm
That's why
back. I've been. Yep.
Yeah, carrying something.
Excellent insight.
I have to admit the strange sense that permeates Lovelock may indicate a weakening in the veil, and perhaps this creature travels to and fro, phasing in and out, and that's why his tracks appear and disappear.
Most splendid. Quite the creature. Fascinating. Perhaps I should use my vast knowledge of common things to try to determine whether I know what it is or not.
I don't think that's going to help you. This would certainly, if you had a cult, that might help you, but common knowledge was for a different purpose when you were exchanging, when the girls were all offering suggestions.
Right.
You guys are pretty far outside of town right now. Where do you wish to head next?
Well, I think our next location was Paiute, so we might as well follow this to see where it goes and see if this trail breaks away or not.
All right. So then, what we'll do is let's treat this as why don't Alexander, why don't you give us a survival check here first? Let's see about navigating your way following these tracks.
Of course. May I have a bonus?
You may not.
No. Okay.
Take two, sir.
You do have 3 bennies, though,
Ooh.
Steve. Oh, hey, a raise. Fantastic. So you beat it by... the target number would have been 4, Steve. Because you got an 8, that's a raise. So you've actually beaten it.
Okay.
So what... let's see here. And then I think I'll have... Santiago, who's got a better... Actually, I got your character sheets in front of me. Notice D6. Notice D6. Vancaro, Santiago or River, which of you wants to be keeping an eye out?
I think I definitely would be, because I am a little unnerved and nonplussed.
Sure. Give us a
Still.
notice check, please. And...
Oh, goodness.
yeah.
I always happen to look the wrong way.
Yeah. I think the... what you actually feel, River, is... Yeah, of course. So here's what happens. So Alexander, you guys start setting off, and what seems to set in very, very quickly is a set of very, very thick clouds that seem to come in from seemingly nowhere. You're riding along, and it just feels, you know, like this gloom has come in on you. You guys are making your way through a bit of a not a box canyon, but like a low-lying kind of valley or you know, passageway leading through 2 different sets of higher hills on either side, and trying to make your way clear of it when you realize that there's this thick, roiling fog or mist that seems to be forming up in front of you. And Alexander, you're the one on the horse who sees this first, kind of like, oh. And River, for the last hour, you just felt like something's stalking you here. There's something... You think you're following things, but you can't help but feel that something is following you. And as you're keeping your eyes out for this too, you're seeing glimpses of... You can't see what it is. You can see movement on the edge of your peripheral. And you'll look over, and there'll be nothing there, except for like some falling rocks. Santiago, why don't you give us a notice check as well, too? Let's see if you can pick up what's going on with Justin. Okay. So I think that you can see that Justin is... What do we see, first off, Hobbs? Like, what is manifest in Justin's unease here?
I would think that he's continually like looking over his shoulder and, you know, riding, and then like quick looks over like he hears something, but never quite. If Santiago asks him, he's just like, or, you know, just kind of grunts at him, or don't consider it another moment.
Okay.
So it's pretty obvious that he seems quite jumpy and unusually distracted by nothing evident.
Yeah, he seems to be quite... he's trying to give you the shine on of like, no, it's fine, it's fine. He's got like a clamminess to his skin, and it's still pretty hot outside. And it's around then is when you... the fog kind of roils in, and Alexander, you would know well enough, especially with that raise, this is very unusual. What is going on with the weather in here? So you stop your horse for a second, and that's when you can hear it first. The low growl. And it is coming from directly ahead in that fog bank. And River, you can feel like you've known that this has been tracking you. You can hear the gnashing of teeth, and you can think that you feel that they're all around you. What are you guys doing?
Loading my gun.
Okay.
Something is coming. Something wicked this way comes.
All right. So, what then happens, guys? Bear with me a second here. Stats for the thing is seemingly disgorged from the thick mists and racing forward. R. 6 of these desiccated and charred hounds. Only these things are like the size of a child's pony. So, let's first swap over here. That's not a bunch. There we go. All right. So, guys, there are 6 of these things that are coming out. What I'd like each to do is give me a spirit check, please, at -2. That's on account of the ambient conditions and on account of how horrifying these things are. I think, Justin, you're going to get another -2 on top of that. On account of the building fear as you've been going along here, that fail of yours. Okay. Oh my lord. Alright, so Santiago has failed. Justin, you've quite badly failed. Steve-O, can you hear us?
Yep.
Give us a spirit check at -2, please. Alright, so then... unless you guys can spend bennies on this, you can re-roll if you like.
It's -2.
Either Santiago or River, you want to re-roll that?
2.
Failure from Alexander as well, too. What do you think, guys?
I'm
I
gonna
never
re-roll.
fail.
I'm not. The chances of me not failing are it's pretty slim.
There we
Holy
go.
hell. Santiago, you face down a pack of man-eating vampires. Do you think a couple of dogs are really going to put you off?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and here we go. So Alexander, if you want to re-roll, you can spend one of your bennies to re-roll as well.
Okay. Let's do it.
Okay. So then, let's hear
-2. Come on, big money. 5. Nice.
Oh, cool. Okay. Hey, success. So it's only Justin. Justin, would you give us a D20 roll +2, please? So let's hear River. So I keep switching back and forth between your two names. Oh, no.
You haven't found one that you like yet?
19. It is... Oh, man. You gain a minor phobia associated with the trauma. So, I think you may hate dogs going forward.
The devil dogs are coming for my soul.
All right.
Cursed curse.
So he says this out loud, and it doesn't unnerve either of you guys. In fact, Santiago, that steals you a little bit. Why don't you get a Benny back for that? Then, guys, let's draw some... Oh, we're at our mid-session break now. My goodness, time flies. Let's draw cards first to the order you guys are going, and then we'll take our mid-session break. Here we go. Justin, you got a 7. Santiago, King. Looks like King Conan, in fact. Alexander, a 5. And the Dogs of the Mist, a 3. Okay. So then, guys, let's take our mid-session break here, refresh our beverages, we'll check in with chat, and then we will be back momentarily to see what happens with these dogs. So, back momentarily, folks.
Nice shot. I like it.
I don't know. I can't read a mind. Raven had the right of it. Jean was never a villain. I was. It's wrong. But it's power inside of her. I never thought that then. I would never do anything intentionally to hurt her. That isn't me in this. I'd still save her. She's still Jean inside.
We're 10 miles south of Paiute Containment Center. Prepare for prisoner transfer.
Alrighty, folks, let's check in with chat, see how everyone's doing. I hope that everyone's having a wonderful weekend. Let's see here. Hello, everybody. Green's playing. Oh, been playing Hell on Earth Classic, so that's great. Oh, awesome! That's very cool. Crumb, fellers. Crumb, be sure to check the winnings. You won a couple prizes in the raffle, so be sure to check the Dungeon Musings Discord server as well too. Colts, hot guns, magic and zombies. You know it. Oh, shotguns, hot guns. Good morning from the UK. Thank you, Mithril. Good morning back at you. Bacon, welcome. Come on live. Off terrific. That's great to hear. Brian, what's going on? Lovelock is all farming. Nice. Yeah. So I'm not familiar with these many of the towns that they mention in these places, so I have no idea whether they're actual locations or not. So I know, although this, of course, is the Weird West, not the Wild West. So, however inaccurate my descriptions may be, I blame it on the strange, location, not the ignorance of geography on my part. James Richards, what's up? What's going on? Hope the weekend's going. Wayne, what's going on? Welcome. Good morning. Or I guess getting back up, I suppose. And then Bacon's giving us a good hide up too. Excellent, excellent. Wayne, what's going on? Yes, that's right. I'm in chat. Just found out about Deadlands today and just found this. Oh, nice. Mudney, welcome. Hope you're enjoying. I blame Canada 100%. 100% for sure. Very nice. Alrighty, so welcome everybody. Hope you're enjoying our return back to the Weird West. And Steve, what a pleasure that you were able to join us again tonight too. Nice surprise. You there, Steve? I don't know if you...
I see Jason.
Oh, you're kind of popped. Yeah, you're popping up a little bit there, bud. You're breaking up a bit. Let me put it in chat here.
Hello. Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, no. Oh, yeah, I can hear you now. Alrighty. Let's see. Oh. Santiago El Vaquero. Alrighty. So, let's see. Oh, I lost you there, Arlen. I don't know if you're back or not, but let's see here. Reconnect. There we go. We got everybody. Except for Steve, but I don't see Steve ever, so. Alrighty, guys. So, if we are... Steve, you're back too?
I'm here.
Excellent. Alright, so guys, we're all back.
Can you hear me?
First up, yeah. Santiago. These things are probably about maybe 15 yards away right now. Ahead of you. You are on Bullseye 2. Or I guess Bullseye Dose would be appropriate.
Bullseye Dose, yeah. Yeah.
What do you want to do? You're up first. We can also say that when you saw that mist, that pistol came out.
Yeah.
That does seem eminently... you saw Alexander loading his gun when he saw that stuff, so...
Yeah. And we're in sort of like a valley or something?
A little bit, yeah. Like you're sort of riding through it. You can picture that some of those high walls are on either side of hills. You could ride up them probably, just not easily and certainly not fast enough to get away from a pack of whatever these things are, these death dogs.
Okay, well then I think I will try shooting, try to thin out the...
An unprecedented thing from Santiago.
Yeah.
What do you want to do?
And so I might as well, I think I will just fan the hammer and try to take as many of them down as I can while I, turn Bullseye around and get ready to flee, basically.
Okay, so normally you get, so in Savage rolls you get a -2 to rolls for an unsteady platform, like a horseback or whatnot, but you do not suffer that on account of your steady hands.
Yep. Yep.
So, go ahead and you have, you'll get to roll 7 dice, including your wild die, and it's what, -4 for fan and the hammer?
-4 for fan and the hammer, so let me
8.
start my streamer rolls.
All right. So let's see here.
Not that one.
So 1 miss. I'll count them up on my hands here. 2 misses.
Not that
Jeez.
one.
Come on. 3
Not
misses.
that one.
4 misses. Good God. 5 misses. And 6 misses. 1 more shot left. What the hell? There you go. All right, go ahead and roll damage on that one, please.
All right.
Oh my God. I don't need to check. What does it look like as you absolutely destroy one of these things?
So I was just, walking my shots onto target with the other 5. And that 6th one blasted in the face.
And for those who aren't familiar with Fan of the Hammer, what do we see from Santiago on that horseback?
Yeah, so right with a single action revolver, when you pull the trigger, it causes the hammer to go down, but it doesn't come back. So Santiago's basically with his left hand kind of tapping it back every time he pulls the trigger. So it sort of looks like this.
Yep. Awesome. Okay. So you blaze away, and unfortunately only one of them strikes true, but that one is a brilliant shot, coring it from stem to stern, as it were. And then next up will be Justin. What are you doing, Justin?
Let me make sure I'm not muted here. Nope, good. All right, so Justin is pale. He's a pale rider, so to speak.
Yep.
He will flick his hand. How far are they away? 15, you said?
They're 15 yards, yeah.
I'm going to just use a bolt here to try and hit one.
Okay.
Do I have a -2?
From the unsteady platform? I think so. Let's see here. Power modifiers. No. Combat. Here we go. No, because you're not using shooting, so no, I wouldn't apply it.
Okay.
So go ahead. This is your flicking a card trying to hit it?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Let's see. Holy hell. So you got a raise on it. Go ahead and roll damage. You get to all the raise damage. There'll be 3d6 damage in total.
Will it do that automatically?
It will, yep. Oh, God. Obviously, your nerves are to blame here. And you flick this thing out. It just grazes along the side of one of these things as it's charging in. Oh, boy. One that costs you 1 power point.
Can I use a Benny to...
Yes,
or
to
can I
reroll damage.
re-roll
Yeah,
it?
you can use a Benny to reroll damage. There you go. That's better. 12 is... Yeah, 12 is more than enough. So your card flicks out, and it carves one of them down into like 1/3 and 2/3, and it drops down. There is no blood in these things. It's as if they're entirely made of like charred flesh. All right, next up is Alexander. What are you doing, Alexander?
Alexander is going to shoot.
All right. So then you're going to take a -2, Alexander, from firing from horseback. But
Okay.
go right ahead. You could drop to the ground and take a -2 anyway, but then you wouldn't suffer that anymore. But
Okay, well, that's not a bad idea. Like, I'll sort of as maybe something to lean up against or use as cover even.
okay, hold on. So,
get on the ground.
All right, you're going to get off the horse then?
Yeah, I'll get off the horse and shoot. Yeah.
Okay, so you drop down. Go ahead, -2 to hit, but you are off the horse now.
Boom. Let's do this.
Here we go.
-1. Sweet.
Oh, so that goes wild.
Bam.
All right.
Okay.
Then
Suppressing
next,
fire.
let's see here. Next up, it'll be the critters. Alrighty. So these things are going to charge. They're 15 yards out, which means they move 8. Oh, they got a big running die though. So the way that movement works in this, you have a set amount of move you can always move, and then you can also run. You roll randomly the running dice and see how much extra ground you cover. They're not quite in. These things are 3 yards away from you guys. They're not able to get to you this round. And oddly, there are 2 of them going on Justin, one charging Santiago's horse, one charging Alexander on foot. Now, Justin or River, what would... I guess first off, like assuming that there is... you've got some like family member or cherished friend or something like that who would have a tender word or nickname for you. What would that be? Is it River?
I think most people do call him River. Yeah, even those that he would once call family.
Okay. So then what you can hear in your ear are multiple voices saying, River. River. And this is louder than the barking and yipping of these charred hounds. That is the end of round 1, guys. Round 2. River. A 7. Santiago.
Number 7.
A 6. And Alexander. A Joker. Pretty good. And, or not Joker, a Jack.
Right.
I always get that. Oh, they're only on a 3. Alrighty, so first up is Alexander. Now, yours is a single action rifle, so you do need to reload, Steve-O. Which means... I think we checked this before. I'm just going to double check.
Oh.
Let's see here.
Double barrel. I guess you use both barrels at once, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So it's a double barrel. If it's double barreled, is your weapon a double barrel shotgun? Or double... Let's see here.
I thought the picture was. That doesn't really explain it.
Yeah.
Right. Springfield rifled musket. Oh, rifled musket. That's not really... I thought he was a shotgunner, though. No, I guess not. That's just an action. Okay, never mind.
Okay, so you'll have to take a... so you're going to have to suffer a multi-action penalty here. You're going to spend 1 round putting, jamming a bullet in, and then go ahead and make your shot there, Alexander.
Let's do it.
So take a -2 to this roll.
Boom, so no bonus? All right.
-2.
Oh, whoops, -2 then. So that's... Okay, so that was -2, so
Yeah, okay, so it's a 6. So that's a hit then, Steve. Go ahead and roll damage. It's just not a raise.
Sweet.
Okay, go ahead and roll damage.
All right, 2d8.
So no, just click on
the shotgun.
just click roll damage on
2d8.
the results. Steve, just click on the roll damage on your results in the chat.
There it is.
Yep.
Okay, got it.
Okay. Holy
Got it.
hell. So with the one that's charging in on you,
Hey.
explodes, and as it blows up, it disappears basically or drops down like a charred side of beef. Next up will be Justin.
Sweet.
What are you doing, Justin?
Oh shit! For some reason, I was thinking that was Zellusto for a second. Can I only use these powers that are novice powers on here?
What do you mean? For the ones that are listed that are your powers, you can use only those. But if you're going to make a deal with the devil, you can use any power that is available to the to hucksters. But you suffer a -2 for each level, each tier it is above yours. You're currently seasoned.
All right, well, I'm thinking I should try to have some kind of armor or something. I was thinking about just putting a barrier actually in between us as they come rushing up.
Okay.
It's seasoned.
Seasoned, okay. So then you would not suffer any penalty there. So why don't we go ahead and you're going to deal with the devil for this?
Yep.
Okay. It's your barrier. Got it. All right. Then, so first thing we need to do is give you... Go ahead and make your gambling check. See how many cards. I'm going to start dealing cards for you.
Okay.
Roll 2. We got 1. So we know you're getting 6 in at least.
4. That's it.
Okay. Oh. All right. So 1 extra. You're actually getting 7 then. 3, 4, 5.
There's a 2.
6, 7.
Ooh, a straight.
Nice. Outstanding. So what does a straight give you for power points?
A lot with a bonus. You know, I don't have it open. Dealing with the devil. A straight is 5 sequential cards. 8 power points.
Holy shit. All right. So with 8, you can make this 2 points gets you your basic barrier. 1 more makes it tougher. 2 more makes it form a circle, square, or other basic shape. And another one can make it do damage to anyone who comes into contact with it. And another one could make it double the size.
Can I make it a circle that does damage?
Yep. Circle
Around them?
Circle that does... Oh, around them. I think so.
Make like a
no,
special roll, maybe?
Um...
Spellcasting roll, maybe? Or...
Oh, yeah, we still need to make the spellcasting roll. That's right. So you know you got enough power. Make that spellcasting roll, and it's no penalty. Because you got more than enough. Success. All right. So it's going up. Yeah, I'll let you do that. I think basically they're going to run into it at this point. What does this look like? What does this barrier look like in your mind?
For some reason, I have him thinking he's kind of cold. So I think what it has... Or, you know, we might just make it the same. It'll look like maybe an energy ring that's like 10 feet tall, and it just comes up around them, and it has poker chips all over the inside, but the sun glints off of them, and you can see they're razor sharp.
Okay, love it. All right, so they come racing in. Give us a 2d4. Roll that 3 times for me, please.
Okay.
Because they're for sure going to slam into this thing.
Oh wait, so when it comes, if it gets a green, do I get a ray? Do I explode it?
It explodes. Yep. Go ahead and roll again.
All right, so that one would be 6 plus 1.
Nice. One of them is going to...
7, 5, 6, 7.
7.
All right, so 7, 5, 7 is how much damage is done.
All right, so they're all staggered. Or winded. Yeah, staggered? Winded? What is it? Staggered.
Staggered.
All right.
Shaken.
So, shaken. Thank
Shaken,
you.
not stirred.
Alrighty, so last up, so Justin, you've worked this crazy magic. You can also dump that one power point back into your pool so you can top up your power pool. And then Santiago, what do you got in mind?
I'm gonna flick open my 6-shooter and jam in the quick loader and reload up and get ready to blast these things when they get through the barrier.
Nice. So they're not going to be able to do anything this round. They're going to, well, they would have thrown themselves against it. They're going to try and break through. Let me make the strength checks for them.
Do they take damage again?
No, this is the damage. I wanted to just roll it up front because I knew they were going to slam in. I
Oh,
wasn't
I
sure,
see.
yeah, if they were going to get through. That's a hardness of 10. Whoa, one of them comes very close, but not quite. So they are back and currently trying to recover from the cuts and whatnot that they've got on them. Next round, guys. Let's go. Justin, 4. Santiago, a 10. Alexander, a 6. And the dogs, a 9. All right. Santiago, you're up first. What are you doing?
All right, so I'm gonna turn over and ask River, can I shoot through this? Because I don't know if I can shoot through the barrier or not.
I don't think so.
Okay.
But you
Well,
might
then
be able to. I can't remember how tall.
It's 10
about
yards
5 years
long and 2 yards high of
Oh,
immobile.
yeah. 6 feet. So you're actually above that, so you could see over it.
Yeah, but you can
You're
see
on a horse.
over, but then they're right.
Depends
at
on
the
if they're right there or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could ride right to
Yeah.
the other side and then shoot into there if you wanted or something, maybe.
That's where you should have
'cause
bought
it is a circle.
dynamite.
Mm.
So what do you think?
Okay. Well, then I'll just I guess ready in action to shoot if they break through. I'm gonna blast the one that does.
All right. Next up is the dogs. So they need to try and recover. Oh, shit. Tarnation. Sorry, guys. I need. Spirit, right. Ooh. So both of them have shaken free from being shaken. One of them can actually try and get through again. Go ahead and roll damage again there, Hobbs.
3 times again?
Just one.
Or just
one.
Okay.
Yeah, one of them was able to free itself from being shaken. 4.
4
Okay,
points.
so not enough. No, it's throwing itself against, and there's like sparks coming off of where the things are cutting it. Doesn't seem to be hurting it. It nearly got through that time. Then it is Alexander. What are you doing? So these things are behind that glowing, energy and poker chip field that Justin created.
Cool. I will, I guess, reload my gun.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so get your gun reloaded, and then Justin, what are you doing?
I feel like I should boost someone's trait, but I don't know what it would be.
So what you would do, the way it works is if you on a success, it raises it up by 1 dice for the duration, and if you get a raise, it raises it 2 dice.
It looks like I can do a +1 to hit more than one target. What does that mean?
What are you looking at?
Boosting a trait?
Yes, you can. One of the things that boost can do is you can spend extra recipient. Yeah, so if you want to, like, say, boost everyone's
Shooting or something?
Yeah. It just costs you 1 extra point for each extra person.
Just those 2 guys, I think. Just them 2. I don't need to raise my own shooting.
Okay. So then, what is it? What does this one look like?
I think like I would throw a glowing card into their guns.
It kind of lodges itself in. Okay.
Yeah, and then it just kind of dissipates into the gun, and then it maybe has a soft glow or something like that.
Sure. So why don't you go ahead and give us a spellcasting roll?
Spell casting. Here we go. Oh, no.
All right.
well,
So
I
that
guess-
costs you only 1 power point then, and that was not a total failure. Or a critical a fumble, I should say, not a critical failure. All right. So then that's the end of the
Or
round, guys.
spooks.
What are you doing? Oh, here we go. Let's see. Get these out. Justin, there you go. 7. Santiago, Jack, Alexander, King, Dogs, Ace. Already, Dogs are up first. They are going to work together to try and take down this barrier. Fail. Fail. Nope. Slam themselves up against the barrier. They're not able to get out. Next,
Do they take damage then or no?
They do. Yeah, go ahead and roll 2d10 or 2d4.
Jeez. Twice?
Twice, please. Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Okay. Then, Alexander, what are you doing? These
I'm ready
dogs,
to shoot.
they seem to still be behind this barrier, but you could shoot or try and shoot through it.
Good question. What are my other
Now, here's
options?
something
Type
I'll
of
allow.
magnifying glass.
You know what, guys? This is where one of the the
Yes.
trappings really sort of plays into the things. I'll let you make a called shot at, let's say, minus 4 to try and tag their head through one of the gaps in the fence. That fits the way you've been just thinking of it, right, River?
Yeah, I think so.
Think so? Okay, cool. So then, you want to make that shot there, Alexander?
Yeah, or let's see, but I saw something else that was kind of cool here. Sure, I like that idea. I just want to check one thing out or ask you about it, which is what the heck is it? It's like you can stun your opponent or what is it? Test. I can test them. Test a foe's linked attribute.
Yeah. So what tests are is you make an opposing check against one of their attributes. If they're successful, they become either distracted, which means -2 to their rolls until they recover, or they become vulnerable, which is +2 to your rolls. This is sort of like in the older versions of the game, there used to be an elaborate kind of ways of doing psychological attacks, like intimidating people or
Right.
scaring them or whatever. This just allows you to loosen that up a fair amount. So what are you thinking?
That's an interesting question. Let's see. How do I test a vampiric dog? See, vampiric dogs do not notoriously they're bad at responding to verbal commands, but they like blood. I'm no longer wounded. Okay, I think at this point I'll just take a shot at -4, like you said, a called shot of their head.
So here's something else you can do too. If you spend your action aiming, then you can ignore 4 points of penalties from range, cover, called shot, scale, or speed, or add +2 to the roll. You may not move or take other actions.
Let's do that. I like it. Let's do that. I'll aim.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is a combat option. All right, so you take careful aim here, and go ahead and make your attack roll. So you got no modifier. You just need a 4 higher to hit here. Here we go. I got a good feeling here, Alexander. It's just like that hunt outside of Kinshasa.
All right, here we go. No mod. Here we go. Let's hit.
Oh,
What's up?
Go ahead and roll damage. You got a raise, so we get to add your extra damage as well. Click on roll damage, and let's see what happens.
Okay, how do I do? How do I?
Just click on
How
roll
do I add
damage.
extra damage?
Just click on roll damage.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, you see where it says bonus damage on the right there? We just add that to the...
Yeah.
Yep, so you did 12, which means this thing, you look down the sights of your Springfield rifle and blow the head off of one of them. El Justo, what do you want to do?
I'm gonna start riding up the side of the valley to try to get a vantage point to shoot down into the circular area.
Absolutely. I think I'm gonna get you to make a riding check just because of it's a strange angle and you got presumably only one hand on it.
Well, I'm not doing anything else this turn. I'm just going up.
Oh, you're not going to shoot this round?
No. I'm just gonna get in position and then shoot next round if they're still there.
So
I'm happy to make a riding check, but I just, in case you were thinking that I was riding up there and then taking a shot from there.
Yeah, no, I was just trying to think if because you can always move and make your shot. So if you're mounted, I don't know if it takes your action to do that. But if you're just going to maneuver, go ahead and just give us your no penalty, just your riding check, please.
All right, that's what I will do.
Okay. That's all you need. You got a perfect vantage on this last dog. And then River, what are you doing?
I think I'm going to taunt the last dog to try and attack us again, to throw himself into the thing, You shall not have my soul this day, devil dog, and never another day for you, her cur.
Nice. All right. That does sound like more like persuasion than intimidation, so go right
What's
ahead.
this taunt skill?
Oh, taunt. Yeah. That use that. Absolutely. So then, let me make my spirit roll for them.
Ooh, a 9.
I got a 5, which means you got a raise against me. So what I'll do is I'll let you add an extra d4 into the damage this round, because it's throwing itself so hard against the side, or it will be once it recovers.
Oh my goodness, I can't roll very good with those 4s.
Oh,
now.
yes, okay. You know what? I need you to prompt. You actually might be going before this thing anyway. King. Look at that. King for you. Queen for Santiago. Jack.
Oh, they already
for
went this round.
Alexander. Yeah. They already went. And
Sorry
8.
about
So it's okay, River. You're up next. So this thing's about to throw itself up against the side. What do you want to do?
that. I was gonna dare taunt it again. What? No, I don't. I'll just hold my action to blast it if it does break
You can
through.
go, what you could do is you can go after the dogs if you like.
Yeah, that's what I want to do. Is I want
Sure.
to hold my action to bolt it once it. Does it
Santiago.
actually? It did take the 4 points of damage, and it's not enough to get through its toughness. Is that right?
No. It's just that it hasn't thrown itself up. When you only roll the damage when it tries to get through. So,
Okay,
so you're going to be able to re-roll that. Santiago, you have that angle now. What do you want to do?
All right, I'm going to. I guess while I was riding up, I should have switched from my pistol to my rifle. So I'll have my rifle to take a shot since it's at longer range.
Okay.
That's like be good to do that.
Oh, you know what? The thing is, we can't retroactively do that because then you would have had a failure on your riding because it would have been a multi-action penalty.
Oh, you're right. Mm.
But you could take the multi-action penalty now, switching over to your rifle.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll do the multi-action penalty now. Switch to my Winchester and take a shot.
Please do.
-2.
Okay. Go. Come on.
Nope.
You want to Benny that?
I think Alexander's about to blow another one away, so I'm not going to use my now.
Alexander, you're up next. What are you doing?
Same thing.
Reloading. Oh, you have to reload this round or no?
Oh, that's right. That's a good point. I have to reload. Yeah.
If you're reloading, that would be, and you're also trying to make a. Well, you can't do an aim shot then, so you take a -6 to your shot. You want to still take it?
How about I just reload then and wait till next turn? Should I do that?
You can do that, absolutely.
Okay. I guess -6. Yeah, it's a waste.
I will point out that if we were playing this in person, there's no fucking way Steve would waste that thing. He'd risk the roll. Because if we were using physical dice, I have seen Steve play craps for about 7 hours straight, not stopping any times rolling. So.
That is.
All right, then it
That's a
is
good point.
times for the dog. So the dog is going to now try and throw itself up. So go ahead and roll damage as it hits the side. Oh, Dinah, 10.
Oh, there's one more because of 4.
Oh, man,
11.
Yep. That is, so it carves itself up trying to break through, and we bring ourselves to the end of this combat encounter. So, with those things down, Justin, the field comes down, and there are those charred lumps of dog. By the time you think to look for it, the fog has cleared. What are you guys doing next?
Pretty weird.
The spirit world itself seems to try to keep us from our most glorious goal, my friends. Let us continue.
All right.
Now my guy sounds like a preacher. I don't know. This guy.
That's okay. I had no
This
joke.
guy.
So last time I did like a half-assed accent the whole way through, I had a viewer post that they were giving me a ticket for bad accents. So... Whatever. It's fun, and so who gives a shit if it drips? Alrighty, so then, guys, Alexander. Everyone reloads. Everyone gets a chance to collect their horses and start riding on. Now, Justin, you do need to be relaxing in order to get your power points back. So I don't think you're going to be able to, unless you got quick recovery. I don't remember No, you don't. Okay.
No.
Alrighty. So then, it is about another hour when you reach a point where the trail seems to continue heading north, but you can see that to the west, and this is quite late in the day now, so it's getting down to dark. There is the Paiute camp that's set up. You can see the lean-tos and such that are set up as their where they're having their quarters. You're about a half mile off from the Paiute tribe's encampment. What do you guys want to do? Continue following the trail? Or...
I think we have to head into the Paiutes.
Okay. Alrighty. So, why don't you all give us a common knowledge roll, please? Fantastic, Santiago. Holy smokes. All right, Alexander, you giving us a common knowledge roll?
Of course.
All right. So, Santiago...
My favorite.
What you... Yeah, definitely. My specialty. Alrighty.
Tens. Check it out.
Oh, wow. So both Alexander
Double
and
ten.
Santiago, you both know, like, you're effectively riding into someone's home in a territory that might be considered hostile. These folk may not be immediately hostile towards you, but they may consider you hostile unless you kind of go above and beyond and make it clear that you're not.
But of course, I shall offer them tobacco.
You offer them which there, Steve?
I shall offer them tobacco if the opportunity presents itself.
Okay. Steve, do you have your mic muffled by something?
Just it's on my bed.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. If you could just creak it up, because it was a little muffled there. We hear you perfectly clear
right.
now. All right. So then, tell me how you guys are riding down into this camp.
Will they know the white flag? I feel like they might, right?
Yep.
If we, like, Justin
Calmly and outwardly open, I think.
white flag and then ties it to the top of Santiago's Winchester.
What do you think, Santiago?
Yeah, I think flying a white flag seems like a good way to get their attention.
Okay. So, riding down, let's see here. I think we're going to go with, it's going to be a persuasion check, and I will give you a +2 to the persuasion from the flag being flown. One of you can make the roll, and if you can think of anything else that the others are doing, I'll let them try and assist with that. What do you think? Looks like River and Alexander are the two most persuasive. But you guys can feel free to try and help as well if you like. What are you thinking? Oh, you're muted, Hobbs.
Steve, do you want to make the roll, or do you want me to? And do if I do one of you guys have some ideas? Or Santiago, have you dealt with Native Americans or First Nation folks in the past?
I think with the raise you got, like that crazy good roll on common knowledge, you can assume you have. Probably with these like these types of folk as well.
Yeah.
Well, of course. I spent many months with the plains folk of the Kalahari.
That's the spirit. So why don't we do this? That's a good. So here's a good example. Why don't you give us, Steve-O, give us an academics roll, because that might reflect your knowledge of going. and that might give a +1 on a success or a +2.
With a bonus of 2.
No bonuses.
Okay.
Just a roll.
Okay. Sorry. 4 and a 3.
Success. All right, so you're going to get another +1 to your roll, so it's +3 total, River. And then El Justo, you got an idea of...
Aside from being kind of a nice enough guy and all that sort of stuff, I don't think there's anything really good. Although I might be able to. I'm wondering if I could, like, if something starts going wrong, I could kind of tap River to get him off track or something, and kind of play up my knowledge of these people and their kind of customs a little better.
Why don't we say this? You give us another common knowledge roll. Just chart number 4 for this one. But I'm going to give you, if you get a success, I'll just give it, oh, look at that. Look at that. Holy smokes. So I'll give you a net a +3 on this. I think what you've got is a couple key phrases of like, friend, no hurt in Paiute. You just happen to, in the course of your travels, you came across that. So +4, +2 from the white flag, you get a +6 to your roll, River.
Yeah,
So let's
buddy.
see how you are received here.
Not 63.
Yeah.
Oh, geez, I needed it all.
Nice, a 10, pretty good. That's a raise. So you guys are riding down into the camp here. Let me see here. Is this one I want? Sure. So you're riding in, and what do we see? We got River up front. What, hands up? Or one hand on the thing? I think all of you have riding, don't you? River does not.
I have riding at a D4.
Oh, you do. Of course you do. Yeah, sorry. So yes, you so you're all kind of going down, hands up. More and more of these folk are coming out, but the one that seems to what do you call it? To be meeting you first. Now, for those listening at home, apologies. This, I think, is more of a Cree outfit that folks are wearing. But the options for Deadlands First Nations folks are somewhat limited. So what you see coming out, who everyone seems to defer to, is a feller looking like this. And it seems that you're repeating of the words, and they seem I'd say overall welcoming. They are
white pennant snaps in the wind.
They're the old. I mean, the old British guy. I think just that they probably find charming. This old man with a silly hat on. Talking to them in whatever pidgin that Santiago has shared with him. Santiago is just like hitting absolutely the right note with all of them going in, kind of nodding towards the men, and the kids don't seem to be hassled by him. And Justin, what do we see as you ride up? The posse stops before this old man.
Well, he's going to try to dumb down his talk, but, he isn't necessarily that great at that. Hello there, master of the Paiute. Glances at El Justo. That says it correctly. I'm River Davis, and these are my associates. Would you mind if we had a word with you, friend?
He looks up at you, and I am obviously not going to do a First Nations accent. But I will say, when he looks up at you and says, "You've seen them. The Siteka. You've seen the walkers." And he's looking right at you, River.
If you mean the devil dogs, I have perchance made acquaintance with them.
No. Those are the pets. You've seen their
Walkers.
master. Yes.
River leans back as if struck almost.
He gestures and says, "Come inside." And
Yeah.
all of you are
Dismount.
led inside here, inside a kind of like a lean-to. It's not a teepee because that Paiutes wouldn't be using teepees, but it's like a lean-to type of thing with hide on the outside. What this guy tells you, his name is Honey. He's the chief of this tribe of Paiutes. And Honey says, you saw their pets then. You were chased by
Sure.
them. They
They
have
did not chase us exactly. We dealt with them
you dealt with them.
as necessary, as necessity required.
And you wish... Why are you here? I saw you. I saw you coming in my dreams. The man of cards. But why?
We have come to deal with the problem facing Lovelock, sir, and we are quite certain you are not responsible for that, but there are those there in the town itself that may not have that same sort of understanding and knowledge of your folk.
You can hear kind of there's a bit of a rumble through the crowd hearing news of that. And there's some, I don't think any of you guys speak Paiute, but there's some, maybe I should with a roll that good, El Yusto. You've got some Pigeon Paiute. And you get the word attack and defend out of some of the younger braves who are in the tribe. And the Chief Honey puts his hand up and they quiet themselves, and he says, it is not us. It is not our tribe that bedevils their town, or the people. It is the Siteka. And this is the first time you've heard that, or second time, I guess, now. But you can give us an occult roll, Justin. Or River, if you want. There it is.
There we go.
So now that you've heard the Siteka, good God, how did you not think of this before? So the Siteka are said to be a race of pale, red-haired cannibal giants that plagued tribes such as the Paiutes, who only were able to defeat them and drive them into the caves, or into their caves through their overwhelming numbers. The numbers of the Paiutes and joining together, that's how they defeated the Siteka. You've heard, let's see, with a roll that good, you also got a raise. These things are creatures of the old times, of the traditional world before the coming of rail and steel. And as such, those things hold no sway over them. They are, however, quite vulnerable to traditional weaponry.
Chief Honey, I would hope you may elucidate us on how you came to be here at the same time as these red, hairy, man-eating giants.
His eyes kind of, snap wide for a moment, realizing that you know a lot more about these things than what he thought you would have. And his eyes narrow again. He says, You are wise.
Wisdom is one of my traits.
These, the Siteka, they came several moons ago and began prowling in mists at night. Once in old times, these were conquered through the numbers, but in these days our numbers are few, and we cannot stand against the Siteka. So we fled from the north and came here. We did not know that these beasts would follow, nor did we know that they would turn their ire on the white folk. To the north, the ancestors say there is a cave where some were sealed. North of the region where the town, your town, Lovelock, resides. That is where the Siteka lurk. What do you intend to do?
Perchance do any of your stories tell of an alternative method of dealing with these cannibals?
He looks at you. The old ways. The ways of medicine and magic. And he walks over, or not walks, but he kind of leans over to one of his guards that's flanking him. He takes the tomahawk out of his belt and places it down with the old ways.
So we think that tomahawks and arrows are going to do better than guns.
He gestures at Santiago's rifle. These will do nothing to them. They are as smoke to such things. You need to anchor them. Though, and he looks over, we are not strangers to such things. Do you hunt the Siteka?
We do indeed.
He says something in Paiute, and one of the braves, who seems to be sort of the middle-aged one, he looks at him, and there's a bit of an exchange back and forth, and he gestures, and the brave shakes his head and then reaches into his pouch, and he pulls out and puts down a handful of bullets. And they're assorted calibers. He says, These have been blessed in our ways. And there is, let's see here, Santiago and Alexander, why don't you for each of your guns, give us a D3 roll. Let's see how many shots you got. Nice. Santiago? So 2 shots, 3 shots, respectively. And Steve-O, give us a D3 roll. See how many shots Alexander's got for his Springfield.
All right. The D3 is D6 of it, or roll. I'll do 1, 2, 3.
You can just roll a D3. And Steve, I think your mic is covered again, bud.
Okay. Rolling 1D3.
There we go.
1D3. Rolling. And it's a 1.
Ooh, single shot. Single shot for you. So, those are the medicine blessed bullets.
Cool.
What else do you wish to know, guys?
1 medicine bullet.
Anyone else can talk here as well, too. The Chief Noni's been speaking in, or Honey has been speaking in English the entire time.
I was wondering if there was a way that if I could mirror this blessing somehow in case we needed more shots.
So, let's see here. there is a hex slinger spell or power called what's it called? Like magic bullet or something like that. Where is it? Ammo whammy. But I think it's only hex slingers who can do it though.
Okay, I see.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. They basically they use rune carved guns to cast their spells. So, what are you thinking? Anything else you guys need or want to get? If you want help finding them, Chief Honey will bring you there, or at least tell you the way.
We definitely do want that.
Okay.
Yeah.
There are 3 of them. The CTK.
We don't have a lot of bullets.
So.
Okay, send us the way.
All right. So we see you guys getting outfitted. You're outfitted with some extra equipment and such, like food and whatnot for the ride. They suggest you go in the morning. It is not. You won't reach there tonight anyway, so it'll be tomorrow morning when you head out. You enjoy the company of the Paiutes tonight. The next morning, we see you guys ride off, and you're heading towards the cave of the CTK. And let's just quickly do this here. I think that these things, River, in the night, you had a dream of these things.
Oh boy.
And this, go. This is the vision you had.
Oh my.
Okay, we're to map layer. Alrighty, guys. So, what is the plan here when you reach the cave, guys? Are you going to leave these things out? Are you going to wait for them to come home if they're not home? Are you going to drive them out?
Sounds like Santiago should have an idea, or a big game hunter like Alexander.
What do you think, guys? Any ideas?
Arlen, you got anything?
I think we probably want to try to figure out if they're home or not, right? Once we get there. And if there's a way to engage them like one at a time, that's probably the best, right? So like if they're, I guess we don't know if they travel all together necessarily, or if they might go one by one.
We could dog and harry them and reduce their numbers. Yes, I like it.
Okay. So then, why don't we do this? Let's have Alexander give us a survival check. Santiago, you're going to give us, or Justin, you're going to give us a notice check. And Santiago, why don't you give us a notice check and we'll have that help Justin or River.
Okay.
Here we go.
And everyone's getting in on it. Okay, Santiago is
Did
not
not
helping.
help.
Surviving.
All right.
Just gotta
Surviving.
find
Here we
the-
go.
Got a 5. Alrighty. So you guys get there, and all right. So here's what you find. As you reach the cave is set into one of those hills, one of the hilly regions north of town. After covering a fairly dense half-mile region full of dense mist. The mist is certainly not natural. It doesn't have the full odor of campfire or char, but it has that like an element of that to it, of burning wood, but not choking. It also smells of burning flesh. Would you guys each give us a vigor roll, please? Just going to see how well you handle the... It's nice, a 4, all right. And Alexander, we just need a vigor roll from you, please.
Vigor?
So this is certainly...
Yeah, it's in the attributes.
Yeah, it's unpleasant, but it's not effective. Let's see how... And one of the downsides of... because Alexander is old, he takes a -1 to all his physical attribute checks. It's already calculated in the thing. You don't need to add the extra modifier, Steve. Just make the vigor roll.
Well, that's a matter of opinion, that deduction there. Yeah. And 9. Whoa, what's up? As I said.
Oh, did it? So we haven't seen the result populated. There you go, 9. Nice. Very nice. So yeah, this is... You've seen worse. Okay, there was a bushfire outside of Bombay one time. And then, as you guys approach the cave, what you see is a large and roughly circular opening with a 4-foot-high stone pen that has a bunch of the settlers in it. What you can also see is that sitting around an enormous fire, you can hear faintly the sound of soft sobbing from the surviving settlers. There's about 10 of them that are there still. But you can see a whole cow has been skewered on some big chunk of wood and is being turned over in the fire. Oh, we just lost Steve out of roll 20. Steve, you still in the meat? No, we lose him altogether.
Just kind of blank. I'm not sure. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll see if he comes back. All right. So then, guys, you can see the 3 of them all sitting around the fire. They are enormous, easily 20 feet tall. And El Justo, what you think? Pretty easy to hit. So, what are you guys thinking of doing?
I think I want to see if I can try a havoc and just fill a cloud of cone of cards flying at him, casting this havoc. Is havoc something that I can do?
Yeah, if you deal with the devil, absolutely.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Let's see here. So havoc.
It's 162.
Yeah, I've got. So one of the things that came in the Kickstarter one was power cards.
Power cards.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I've been looking through here, and it's nice because the game only has a relative. I mean, it's got a good selection of them, but because there's only X number of powers, it's not like I'm flipping through a whole section trying to find it. All right, so a medium blast would cover. Let's see here. I think it's my little cheat sheet here. Medium blast covers 3 things. Yep. So you can.
I can do I can just do it that way, or a cone template is what I was thinking. But yeah, medium blast is fine as well.
Yeah, so it would cover all of them. All right. So then other things. Let's see here. So havoc is cost 2, and it's novice, so it would be easy. Now the thing is the range. What's your smarts dice?
My smarts is D8.
So you need to be within 8 meters to be able to get this spell off.
Ooh, I can put the extra range on there.
You can, yeah, with your modifiers. Juice it up with some extra power points. Santiago? So are you going to talk this over with Santiago?
Yeah, we should talk about what we're gonna do, because I was thinking I could, find a spot and take a minute to aim, and I've got 3 shots for my Winchester, so I could, take a minute to aim and get the perfect shot ready and blast, and then you could do your thing.
Okay.
Okay. So I think what's happened is Alexander has actually wandered, like you've lost track of him in the mist.
Oh boy.
Okay. So then, Santiago, what do you think? High ground, low ground? Where do you picture yourself going here?
I think high ground. Try to get essentially the sniper perch
Okay.
type spot.
All right, I've set the difficulty of their notice. But if you're doing the extra range, let's see here. So you could triple the range, which means you could go what? 24 yards away. Justin, if you had dumped 2 extra power points into it.
Okay.
Okay. So Santiago, you get yourself in place where you want to be away. How far away are you?
Well, we're probably actually in about the same place because that's about the range for my Winchester.
Okay.
So we could go up together and
Okay.
get to a spot.
So why don't you both give us a stealth check, please?
All right.
See how you do. I've set the difficulty for the notice. And you are covered in mist as well, too. Okay. And for River.
Oh, I'm supposed to roll stealth.
Yes, please.
Sorry.
That's okay.
I might have slunk
Fantastic.
about a bit.
That's okay. So you, easily get yourself in place. Alrighty, then, guys, who is going to go first?
You still.
All right. I will go first.
Okay.
Sounds like.
So here's what you get. Because of the size of these things, you can subtract 5 from your roll. Or 5 from the target number. So
Nice.
actually add 5 to your roll then. Let's just do that. That's easier.
Okay.
Okay. And then what other
Add 5
modifiers?
to roll? And then I was thinking I could spend a second to aim and add another +2 from that.
Yep.
Yeah.
You could also try and make
That's
a
that.
called shot if you like.
We didn't ask him about, but shooting him in the head seems like that might be a good thing if they're humanoid.
Okay. They do seem to be humanoid. You can hear the sickening crunch as one of them's biting into the side of a cow.
All right, so I'm gonna do a called shot to the head with one of my special bullets.
Sure.
And so I am. What's the called shot? -4.
Call shots -4.
Plus
yeah.
5, +5 for their size, +2 for aim. So that is a +3.
Nice. Go
And
ahead.
don't put the plus because it'll mess it up.
Okay. Here we go. Nice. Nice. And a raise. All right. Go ahead and roll damage.
All right, rolling damage.
Thank God for that
That's pretty
raise.
good.
One of them staggers back. Blood coming out of the side of its head. It is shaken. So let me do this here. Here we go. I'm just going to put a little square on the one. So there we go. So one is shaken. So blood is coming from its head. And Justin, go ahead and make your... You're going to make it deal with the devil here, right?
Correct.
So we see once again you disappear into that hunting ground. Ooh, dangerous doing you in the mist like this. Alrighty,
Alright.
so then let's
Spellcasting, right?
Yep. It'll be first gambling. See how many extra cards
Oh,
you're gonna
gambling.
get. Joker.
Oh, I didn't. No extra
1,
cards.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's no extra cards. So
3
6 pair. Nice.
No,
Oh.
is Joker count as a wild card, or what does the Joker count as?
I think jokers are wild.
So 3
this.
6s.
3. So 3 of a kind gives you what?
Oh, I should have that open. Dealing with the devil, 3 of a kind, 6 power points.
6 power points. Oh, that's awesome. Holy smokes. So then you got more than enough to juice this up. Havoc costs 2. So it's 2, 3, 4 for the range. And that's it. All right. So anyone in the template is distracted and must then make a strength roll. You didn't get a... Oh, no. Now you're going to make your...
Spellcasting, right?
Yes. Yeah. Go ahead. You want to
Oh,
Benny that?
jeez. I'm going to have to.
Okay.
There we go.
Nice. With a raise. Fantastic. So what do we see as, luck is about to go against you on this thing?
Yeah, I think basically you see River, he's dealing and he slips and it seems like the Manitou starts to have an upper hand, but then flips a card out from underneath his sleeve or something to make a change, and then it goes back and you can see River just throws both hands out, and then the whole area is full of playing cards, but they're not regular size. They're like that what's that game show that they used to have?
Yeah.
Joker's Wild or something. I don't know, but it had the gigantic cards and they're just like flying all
Incredible.
around in the area.
All right. So those things are, filling up the region. And then what that means, so they are distracted. So they get plus -2 to all their actions.
Then make a strength
Strength check. Okay.
roll at -2 if I got a raise, which I did.
Nice. Okay, so their strength is quite high.
Yeah.
So 1, 2, 3. It's rare I get to use these kind of dice.
He's rolling D100s on this there, Arlen.
Yeah. All right, so they are successful, so they're not thrown, but they are distracted. So then, all right, guys, then it is fighting time. So, here we go. Justin, a 2. Santiago, a 5. Oh, boy. Alexander, Joker. So, a couple things happen when a Joker comes up. First off, guys, all enjoy a new Benny.
Yay, I just took one off.
Okay. Also, you guys will get, I think it's only Alexander. Alexander gets +2 to all of his actions this round.
Nice.
And then we reshuffle the entire deck afterwards. So, and the Joker goes whenever he damn well pleases. Steve, can you hear us right now? Is he in the meet or...
No.
No? Okay, so he may be still struggling to get in. So Alexander will come in when he gets a chance. That means, I guess, the Giants are up first. Now, shots have gone off. I'm going to allow them to make, with the penalty from the mists, I am going to let them make a notice check, and on a success, they'll spot where you guys are. So 1 giant, nope. 2 giants, nope. 3 giants, no. Guys, the metal dice are in your favor. The Giants spend their round. Yeah. Actually, one of them needs to make a shaken check. Hold on. Unshaken. All right. Oop, come here. Alrighty, then next up is so they've stood up to their full 20-foot height. Santiago, you're up next. What are you doing?
All right, I better blast that same one. Try to, he's unshaken now, but I might as well keep targeting the same one.
Okay, go ahead.
So yeah, that is just with the,
So if you're aiming, and you are doing a called shot, then it would just net to +5.
yeah. So let's do that.
Come on.
All right.
Nice. With a raise, so go ahead, roll.
Pretty
Come on.
Good.
Big damage. Come on. Let's see some
Roll
green.
damage.
Oh!
There.
Nice. All right. So then, what do we see as the back of the head of one of these things is blown out?
So Santiago levers. Time seems to slow down, and almost as if it's that kind of fade in from the edges, the sort of blackness, and then boom, a blast, and just blows one of their brains out.
Their big body hits the ground. One of them screams out in anger. One of these immortal creatures dead. And that's how many... Oh, this is one of your magic bullets, right?
Yeah, that's my second magic bullet for the Winchester. I have one more for the Winchester, and I got 2 for the Colt. So we're going to be running out fast.
All right. Then it is Justin's turn. What are you doing, Justin?
Justin is now going to throw one of his cards into the group as a bolt.
Go ahead.
Oh, 4. Oh, that's good enough, right?
That's success. Go ahead and roll damage. So this will be the flat damage.
Probably not enough to affect. Nope, 4.
No. Hits one of these things. No effect on it, really. Remember, you can also juice up. If you spend extra
Points.
points, you can make it, I think it's a 3d6 base and a 4d6 on a raise. All right, so one of them being dead. Let's see if Steve can... Let's hear Steve. Let's see if he can make the attack.
He's not in meat.
He's not in meats. Yeah, so I typed in chat. Let's see if that... we'll shuffle the entire deck. There we go. Why don't one of you guys go into Alexander? Whoever's feeling lucky, go ahead and make a shooting check. He'll have a +5, +7 to the roll.
Go ahead.
All right, I can do it. Shooting with a 7 as the modifier.
Okay.
Oh, I rolled shooting instead of the musket, so
That's okay. That's enough. That's a
Skip
raise. So then go roll damage. Here we go.
Oh, nothing. Well,
Okay.
can we spend one of Alexander's bennies to reroll his damage?
Yes, you can. Go ahead.
All right. We will spend one
We'll
of
do
those
this.
bennies. And
God
even
damn it.
worse.
And his gun jams. Oh, he only rolled 1-1 on the damage roll, so no, not quite yet. All right. So Alexander, he only rolled a 1, right? He's only got 1 magic bullet.
Yeah, he's only
Yes.
got the 1 magic bullet.
All right. Then, guys, next round we reshuffled. Justin, 9. Santiago, an 8. Alexander, a 5. The Giants, Ace. Oh boy. All right. So let's see if they can spot you guys. The big one. He found Alexander. This is going to be the running joke in our games that Alexander will die in every single session. He's the Kenny of the game. Oh shit, the other one spotted one of you guys. Let's see here. I think it's you, River, because you're the one who's more unlucky.
Okay.
They've had your scent for all this time. So one of them is stomping towards Alexander. One of them is going to be going towards towards you. I don't think they can only move their pace. It's going to be another 2 rounds before they get to you. So that was them. Next up is River. What are you doing?
Well, River is going to add some protection with his. He's going to deal with the devil to get some protection. If the duration is 5, does that only mean for 1 attack or
That's for 5 rounds.
5 rounds? Yeah, that's good enough.
Okay. So protection. All right. So Dylan, go ahead and make your gambling check. I'm going to start dealing your.
Gambling. Ooh, an 11. Pretty good.
Nice. So 2 more dice as well.
Oh, there's a straight.
Yep.
There you go.
Yeah, I got a straight. Got the old wheel.
Nice. Okay. So how much are you juicing into your protection spell?
Well, if I think it would make some sense to go. I thought it would do the +1.
We got to make your
What?
spellcasting roll too. Protection's novice, so it's not going to cost you much. No penalty. Go ahead and make your roll. Success. All right. So if it would cost you 2 for
More armor is what I was thinking.
yeah, 4 points.
Oh, I don't
of
know.
armor.
Should I do? Yeah, I don't know if I should do toughness or more armor.
So what toughness does is that, like, a lot of weapons have an armor piercing rating, an AP rating. It allows you to ignore a certain amount of armor. All that toughness does is it means any amount of armor piercing will not help them get through it.
I definitely don't want to get nailed by this thing, so I'll just put 1 of each in there.
Okay, sounds good. I mean, you got a shit ton of...
Well, 3. Yeah.
And I think you get to top up your PowerPoints too, don't you? Because you're 8.
Oh, yeah. I'm at 8. Well, I just spent 2 on the Havoc.
How much does the straight give you?
Oh shit! That's what I was going to look up and I forgot to.
That's okay.
I forgot how to do it.
Straight gives you 8 power points.
Oh yeah, so I'm good.
Okay. All right. So then, it is. So you. What does it look like as this thing manifests?
Oh shit. I think. I think now River, he almost looks like he's pixelated because he's got like facets of him instead. So they look like card facets, but it's still his face, but they have that same kind of look on him. So he's all hardened.
That's cool.
Now, yeah, I can't think of it's not really pixelated, but fragmented almost or faceted is what his features look like.
That 80s, special effect where they kind of make you look like cracked glass, you mean?
Yeah.
Yep.
Exactly.
Love it. Okay. Santiago, you're up next.
All right.
So there's
I guess I ought to take another shot.
There is one that seems to be like a half head taller than the other one. Seems tougher and maybe in charge of the others. Like, say, being a wild card. And then the other one seems to be more the size of the other one.
Do my special kind of sixth sense tell me that if I shoot the big one and kill him, that it'll cause the other one to run off?
What I mean more so is, so you guys are wild cards. You guys take 3 wounds to take down, and you get to spend bennies. And you can do things like spend bennies to soak damage.
Okay, that's true. Yeah, so maybe I'll shoot the smaller one so that they've only got 1 attack coming at us.
Okay.
That seems like the thing to do.
All
ahead.
Right.
So, doing the same thing, aiming for the head. So, +5.
Okay, here we go.
With my last special bullet.
Hit. Not a raise,
right,
but a hit.
Hit.
Go ahead and roll.
Roll damage. And I'm going to spend a Benny to reroll damage.
Good call. Come on. 13. Staggers forward. Does that include your +5? Oh, it does, yeah. Oh, dang. Not a great roll. Okay,
yeah,
so
I just rolled badly.
Then that one is also staggered. Or how come I keep forgetting the terminology? Shaken.
Shaken?
Yeah. So it also kind of looks off in towards the mist, trying to figure out who keeps pestering it. Then who would like to make the? Well, what's Alexander gonna do?
He's got which is the one staggered, the one coming after him, or
it's the big one. The big one is coming after him.
Oh,
you could substitute that First Nations dude for an old guy in a pith helmet. And that's a pretty accurate picture. So I say,
Bellows, did I ever tell you of the time?
All right, so he knows that the weaponry will not be effective against him. He uses one, medicine bullet. He does have a big fuck off knife he could try using.
Yeah, I guess he'll
he is very
draw
old.
His knife and.
It will take him a while to get in. I think his pace is a 5, and his running dice is slower. So.
Is there a way that he can maybe fight defensively or something?
Yep. There is. That's one of the. What is it?
Old guy
Old
doing
guy
the Valheim spin.
Let's see here. Defend gives you +4 to your parry. It takes your entire turn and may not run.
And is that kind of what we want him to do? Maybe is just parry
Probably.
and be in a situation where we can
drops that rifle to the ground, draws his big Gurkha knife, and then come on. All right, next round. Let's see here. We got Justin, Queen. Nice. Santiago a 6, Alexander a 4, and the Giants only with 3. River, you're up first. What are you doing? This thing is currently 16 yards away from you. And it's staggered.
I'm going to bolt this thing and juice it as much as I can here.
Okay. So you could do things like well, if this thing had armor on, you could do armor
Armor
piercing.
piercing, right?
Yeah, it does not appear. These seem to be completely naked. It's just how big and tough they are. Armor probably won't help you all that much. But, wrong thing. But. Let's see here.
I mean, I could do lingering damage.
Yep.
And what's heavy weapon mean?
Heavy weapon just allows you to affect things that are only affected by heavy. It's sort of a...
okay. So
it's
that
the
wouldn't
rules
bother
trick they
this.
use. You remember mega damage back from the old Palladium
Yeah.
days? Yes, same type of thing. So what are you thinking?
Yeah, I think that's what I want to do. I want to use this lingering damage.
Okay. So, and you're going to juice up that bolt you said as well?
Yeah.
Alrighty. So then your bolt is going to do what?
What is the juice up?
So let's see here. I'm just grabbing bolts once again. Bolts.
Oh, is it in bolt? I probably have it.
So for +2, so it'll cost you 3 points for the bolt. It does 3d6 damage or 4d6 on a raise.
Okay, so it's 3d6 damage plus. I'm doing this 2 lingering damage, so
Okay.
it actually maybe when they flop into it,
So
you can see it, gnawing insects kind of spread out from it. And,
yeah, love it. Okay.
all
So
right,
go ahead and make your.
so that's like a
spellcasting.
5 point thing that I'm doing here.
Ooh.
Spellcasting.
Oh, want to know some other good news? You
What?
can spend a Benny to recover power points as well.
Oh, nice. Oh, barely got it a 4.
Holy shit. So not a raise, which means it does 3d6 damage. You can just roll regular damage roll your bolt ability, and we'll take the regular damage from it.
Okay, so it's 3d6, so the lingering damage would be 3d4 at the start of his
Correct.
next turn.
That's right, yeah.
Okay, so 3d6, right? You said?
Yep. Go.
Ooh.
Oh,
So wait, I got to roll another one. It's 18.
18. So this is on the one that was distracted. Because it's shaken, it staggers and stops, and then this thing hits it and it starts spreading out, and it hits it so high up, when it opens its mouth, all of your insects crawl inside it, and it's like and crawling at or clawing at its face, trying to pull these things out, and one of your insects kind of pops out between the eyes to indicate that it's well within the head. And once again, this huge thing falls to the ground, dead. And I think I erased the wrong card there, too. Sorry. Santiago, you'll be up next. There we
All
go.
right.
Santiago, what are you doing?
I think I'm just switching weapons. I'm dropping my Winchester,
Yep.
grabbing my Colt.
So figure this is
Making
about
sure.
28 yards away from you at this point.
Yeah. Making sure I got my magic bullets in it, and I'm waiting for it to get closer so that it's in optimum
So
range.
it's did you and Alexander, did you picture you guys sitting up in the same area, kind of a sniper's nest kind of thing, or did you spread out in different spots?
Probably like similar area.
Okay.
Like 5 or 6 yards away, maybe, but not.
Okay. So
not
then
like
then
right on top
you know
of
what? It's actually 16 yards away. I'm not sure if that
16
affects
yards
your
away.
decision.
All right, I'll wait one more round for
Okay.
it to get close.
Alexander is again waiting for this thing. Then on its turn, it's going to run to try and close the distance. 16 yards away right now. Its run dice are not affected by its size. So it's just a d6. That is
Hollywood style size.
12.
You get slower as you get bigger.
Exactly. Yeah, totally. It also talks really slowly. That is the
Yep.
one thing I thought was just hilarious about the CG in Kong is that, because it's big, it moves slow, and then everything moves slow, so like shit falls slower, like cartoon style. So it still looks incredible, and I enjoy the shit out of that movie, but it is pretty funny when you're like, fish heads don't fall slower because you're big. But whatever. If that's what I'm nitpicking about a movie about a radioactive lizard fighting a giant monkey, it should be falling on deaf ears. All right, so this thing,
Actually.
exactly, actually, so it's stomping forward. It is now 4 yards away from Alexander.
Ooh.
Come on, you blighter, he says. Then, Santiago, did you want to take a shot at the end of the round? At 4 yards?
No, I'm going to wait till next round because I would take my multi-action penalty to do it now.
Oh, because you change weapons. Right. Okay, that's the end of the round, guys. Next round. Justin, king. Look at that. Santiago, ace. Holy smokes.
Oh, look at that.
And a king? Ace.
Oh.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Now, the way we determine order is reverse alphabetical. So, unfortunately, hearts goes before... Oh, no, spades. Spades goes first. Oh, no. So, Alexander's parry is in front of me here. His parry is a 4. He's defending, so it's an 8. Why don't I roll the attack in chat? Because that way we can... it'll be...
So he needs an 8 to hit?
I need an 8 to hit him, yeah.
Oh,
and
nice.
this is a wild dice, or wild card, so I get to spend I have bennies I can spend on this thing, and I can also... I also get a wild dice. So it's... Fighting is a D8, and a D6 for the... what do you call it? For the being a wild card. Roll 1D8. So that's a miss. That's a miss. I will spend a Benny to re-roll. 1D8. 2 is not going to do it. 1D6. 4 is not going to do it. So because of Alexander's... It brings this massive club up, and this thing would fucking annihilate him if it connected. Hits the ground. The old explorer jumps out of the way. Then, Santiago, it is your turn. What are you doing?
All right. Steadying my shot. Getting that perfect line. Trying to blow its brains out with the one perfect bullet.
Please do.
And so I'm doing the same thing as I have been, except I'm using the Colt instead of the Winchester.
Okay. And I was just double checking here again. Oh, nice shot. So a raise, because of the call shot, +4 to your damage.
Nice.
Okay. Go ahead and click on roll damage, and we'll add 4 to the total here.
Roll damage.
And you get to add your extra damage. So that's 14. That's 18 damage. He is
Nice.
shaken, and he is wounded. Wait.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes, shaken and wounded. All right. So
Nice.
let me mark this down here. Freehand. One of his wounds is full, and he is shaken. Whoop, 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 whoop. There we go. All right, then. Next up is, so reverse, say your diamonds or clubs. So diamonds is up first. Alexander, take his defending still.
I
I
think
think
so.
so.
Okay.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
like the... He's like
He's our
the
meat shield.
bait. Yeah, he's the bait out there.
Yeah. Exactly.
He's tanking for us.
Yeah. The septuagenarian Victorian is your tank. I love it. You got aggro. Okay.
He's not really tanking. Yeah. He's just kind of a different build. A
Yep.
Dex build. Dex
Absolutely.
build tank.
Unconventional build. So, Justin, what are you doing? You're on King now.
I'm gonna bolt him again. I think I'm just gonna juice him. I'm gonna do both because maybe I can do 2 different wounds in that way because his next turn he takes more damage.
Okay.
All right, so it's gonna be 5 again.
Oh.
But then I'm gonna need more. Is it bad if your power points go to 0?
So once you get well, no, you can spend a Benny to recharge power points. You can get 5 power
Okay.
points back.
All right, I'm gonna blast him with my spellcasting.
Please do. There we go.
Oh my god!
Oh, speaking of Bennies, you want to spend a Benny to re-roll
Yeah.
that?
Sure.
Okay.
I'm really gonna blast him with my bolt. There we go.
There you go.
Nice.
Okay, so you're down.
Raise,
to...
so it's the higher. I'm down to 0 power points.
Oh no! 0 Bennies or 0 power points?
No. 0 power points. I have 1
Awesome.
Benny left. So
Okay, so you have 1 Benny left, which means you can either, what do you call it? Deal with the devil, or you can get power points back.
yeah, I'm gonna end up dealing with the devil for sure.
Wonderful.
So since this is lingering damage, then and I juiced it, so it was 3d6 or 3d8.
well, no, it'll be
Or no?
4. So it's 4d6
4d6
damage, and the scale down will be 4d4.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, there's
Holy 4d6.
And another
Fuck, so he's already
Rolled a
wounded.
6.
Oh, another
And
one.
another.
22.
27 points.
27 points. So I got to spend his last penny to try and absorb or try and soak this. He's taking, so you said 27?
Yeah.
Let's see here. 13. That's 1, 2, 3 wounds. Although he is hardy, which means he can't be, the first shaken result is ignored. So it's really 2 wounds, but that'll be enough to really screw him up. I am going to try and soak. So what that does, I need to roll a vigor check now. This is what you guys can do when you get screwed up too badly. My vigor is a D10. So let's see here. 8. So I got to raise. I ignore those 2 wounds. So he's hit by your shot. It is going to be lingering. So he will take the 4d4 as the bugs and shits are crawling over his body. But he doesn't take any extra wounds from it. He's a tough old
biscuit.
Yeah, tough old bugger. Then, I think that is the end of the round then, guys. So let's dish some dice out. Justin, a 9. Santiago, Queen. Alexander, a 2. And Joker, +2 to his roll. Oh, boy. All right, so he's going to go first. Let's see here. Roll 1d 8 for his fighting. It's 5. It's a 7 in total. Roll 1d6. Let's say 5 in total. Once again, down. Does not manage to actually connect, unfortunately. I mean, fortunately. What am I talking about? Next up is Santiago. What do you got?
I got one more bullet left.
Okay, here it goes.
Seems like it's now or never.
Okay.
So, because we're gonna be using the knife otherwise, and I don't think that's gonna go so well. So I'm doing the same thing, aiming, shooting for the head.
Okay.
And he's big, so the same.
16.
16.
Awesome. So you got a raise. So it's +4 to this damage. 14, 18 damage is 2. One wound. Oh, wait, hold on. No, it's 14 plus the 3, 17, 21. Santiago, what does it look like as this immortal giant falls?
So Santiago, he's got his pistol up. He's aiming. He thinks for a second, and he whispers to the pistol, "Tio Juan, don't fail me." And then he blasts and hits the thing right in the eye, and it falls backwards.
Staggers back, and then falls into the fire as those insects play across its chest and then into its open mouth. All right, guys. So, with that done, you hear cheering from the pen. And then we fade to black. And we cut back to town.
Alexander's cross-texted out.
Yeah.
Sorry, Steve.
Hey, Alexander survived. He's 1 for 1 now. Not bad. So let's see here. Let me get... actually, I wonder if I've got the correct... I do. There we go. All right, guys. So, let me change things up. What is our closing scene as our heroes ride themselves back to town? We see maybe like we can. I'll open the scene for you, and you can add from there. We hear the clattering of 3 tin stars being tasked back on the counter of the sheriff or the marshal. He looks up. You're quitting.
The task that you so cordially invited upon us has been complete, Marshal.
What?
I and my compadres have a card game to attend to in the next town.
So he looks outside and he sees the collected settlers all kind of like trailing in. You got him back. What was it then?
Merely a misunderstanding.
One of the things I'll tell you guys, so one of the neat things that you can do in Deadlands, in like an ongoing campaign, is at the end of the adventure. I mentioned how this place made your teeth kind of set on edge, right? That's because it's the ambient fear level in the town. The fear level is what gives you the penalty to fear things. If you defeat some threat to the community, you can end with a tale telling. And this is you make a check, and it's you kind of like describing how you defeated that thing. It makes it more, it empowers the community to feel like, oh wait, hold on, we can handle this. And then you make a tale telling check. On a success, you lower the fear level by 1. On a raise, you lower it by 2.
Nice.
So who's got the best? What do you call it?
Persuasion?
Yeah.
Is that what it is? Persuasion or spirit or vigor or what?
I think so. Tale telling is, I think there's a couple of different things you could do. Like if you happen to play, say, muckraker, you could publish a news article, and it would be so whatever the skill is for like writing. Let's see here, but yeah, persuasion can absolutely do that. Like if you say, instead of if we just do a revision of what you said, we could say that, let me tell you the saloon, and it's you sitting at the table while everyone else is sitting around. You playing a poker chip up and down your hands, telling how you guys faced it and whatever else. That would be, a way of tale telling and driving that fear level down.
Well, we should do that.
Okay, let me just quickly get the. Let me go. Fear. Here we go. Because I think persuasion, tale telling. Here we go. It's a persuasion roll for a gripping oratory or rhetoric, performance roll to sing a song or recite poetry or dramatically narrate a rousing tale of a victory, or really anything else you want to do.
Yeah, unless I can tell my tale by shooting the words into the air, I think River's going to have a better chance of doing this than I do.
Let's see here. Is there a way you could... if you could think of a way of emphasizing, say, with your shooting, with Tio's gun, maybe there's some crazy shot that he emphasizes. He's like, he saw the mighty thing, and then with a single whip crack, and your gun comes out and you shoot, the eye of an elk or something that's mounted at the side of the saloon door.
Mm-hmm.
The mighty thing
that seems
fell.
like that would be fun.
Sure. So let you support that. Give us a shooting roll.
All right.
Include your trademark weapon bonus as well, too. Fuck yeah. So that would be actually... Oh, it does include the +2. Yeah, great. All right, so then that's 10. So you actually get a +2 to your persuasion roll, River.
All right. I was trying to find this. It's not in the Suede book. It's only in the Deadlands stuff.
This is in the Deadlands stuff. Yeah. It's one of the specific setting rules thing.
Cool.
Okay. So give us a persuasion at +2. Nice! So you, with a success, the fear level is reduced, guys. It's down to a 2 from its 3, which means it does not penalize. And because each of you guys participated in this tale telling, you also each get a point of conviction. What conviction does is it's a roll. You can spend it to add roll 1d6 and add that result to a roll.
Okay, it's like an inspiration sort of thing. It's called conviction.
Exactly. It's sort of like supercharged Benny. So, and with that, guys, we bring this Tale of the Weird West to a close. You guys can each get an advancement for your character as well. So what that would be is advancements. Oh, actually, I think we found that in the what do you call it? Advancement in the. Yeah, here we go. Great, in the companion. This companion is fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. So then what, you can get a new edge. You can increase a skill that is equal to or greater than its linked attribute by 1 dice. You can increase 2 skills that are lower than their linked attributes by 1 each. You can increase an attribute by 1 dice type. You only do that once per tier. Or you can remove a minor hindrance, like say that phobia of dogs that you picked up. Justin or River?
I don't know if I'd be able to do that so easily.
No, and also...
Dogs.
Yeah. Kind of makes it makes sense that you would also play that forward too, right? Of like, oh Jesus, keep that thing under control. And also, if we play these characters again, too,
Damned eggs.
gives me an excuse to incorporate Anna into every single one of your things.
Yeah.
Oh, God, dogs. Awesome. All right, so then, guys.
All right. Like a real vaquero, as soon as I got it, I spent it.
Yeah, what'd you spend it on?
Oh, I just boosted my persuasion and my riding.
Nice. Excellent. Very cool. So then, cool. Then, oh, yeah, extra powers, extra power points are also things you can get with edges. To River, because you're the things. Awesome fucking use of the deal with the devil this time too, Hobbs. I really, when we played last time, I sort of said, like, let's not use that too much, because I felt it would chew up a lot of time at the table. That didn't feel.
Now you did the cards, I did the roll, and we were pretty much done.
Yeah. And it was, that was really cool how versatile it made your character as well.
Oh
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that is awesome, guys. Thank you so much for playing. So let's see here. We will see Santiago again on Sunday with yet another, which means I got to write another adventure. So before I forget, I'll shuffle that deck.
I think George said in Discord he wants to join us on Sunday too.
Fuck
While we were
yes.
playing.
Awesome.
And I know what sort of players he's like to play.
Yes.
What? The same sort as Hobbs does.
Yeah. Troublemaking
Antisocial
spellcasters.
dicks who have all sorts of, special abilities.
Yeah.
Firing off
I'm
magic
social.
bullets.
I'm super social.
Well,
What
this
are you
is-
talking about?
The what do you call it? The character that George plays, like we play Savage Rifts. We've been playing about once a month now, and he plays a pretty complicated spellcaster in that. But there's an ability that Alexander has. Now that you guys have seen how Benny's work, Alexander and George's character in Rifts have an ability called Elan. It's an edge called Elan, and what it does is when you spend a Benny to re-roll, you get +2 to that roll. It is a cool option. Great. Well, that was terrific. Hobbs, this is your first time. Arlen had a chance to play once before, but this is your first experience of the Weird West. Hobbs, how did you enjoy your trip out west?
Well, I've played some Weird West, but not the Deadlands Weird West. And I really enjoyed playing the Huckster. And like you say, that's some variety there that he can almost really cast any spell, or he has the opportunity to. So
Yeah.
I got some really good cards, though. So I was pretty lucky when you think about what you can normally get in those situations, that they're not that good usually. So
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun. Anytime I get to play a character who has a annoying vocabulary, I'm pretty excited. So
That's terrific. That's awesome. Great. All right. So then we'll bring this one to a close then. So for those listening at home, thank you so much for apologies once again if you joined us to try and watch more Night Below, but we hope you did enjoy our return back to the Weird West for another Savage Tale. As is always the case, if you have any comments, questions, or concerns regarding this session, this kind of impromptu campaign, or the game we're playing, please don't hesitate to leave a comment in the comment section of the video, and I will endeavor to reply in a timely fashion. You can also find me and, all of us on the Dungeon Musings Discord server. We are active there, and we have channels dedicated to... We don't have a channel dedicated to Savage Worlds, but maybe I need to rectify that. But we do have channels dedicated to every game we run on the channel, as well as a bunch of other games, as well as assorted games, information about selecting between virtual tabletops and troubleshooting them. A whole bunch of different great stuff. Don't you make funny things? Oh, good advice. Yeah.
that was a question.
Oh, question. Okay, so question chat. I recently found your channel. It's amazing. Thank you very much for the kind words. How to play 2E series or the like, or some lore videos. Yeah, the how to play 2E, I might, that's something I could probably get around to. Lore is not really my thing, because I tend to make shit up. I'm not, but we do have, there are other guys who play in the channel who have extensive knowledge of those different settings too. So, and both of these fine fellows that we have with us today, they also have their own YouTube channels, and you can find both of them at the same time on the weekly Libram, Libram Society or Libram Society thing that you find Wednesday nights just before our Night Below sessions as well, too, where they discuss the, what do you call it, the terrific way to pre-game, get a lot of learning on before you get a lot of, dumbassery in our Night Below game. But
I got some dumbassery in that show, too. Don't worry about it. I had that part.
Excellent. So then we also, I mean, if, gosh, we just had yesterday, if you did enter our charity raffle, if at the time of recording it is April 2nd, if you did enter the charity raffle from the beginning of 2021, if you made any donations of $25 or more, be sure to check either on the Dungeon Musings Discord server or the video that I recently shot. We've got a ton of winners who I have not heard from yet. So there's a bunch of people with some amazing prizes that have been won. And we are already off. We've already got donations coming in for our second raffle. The next raffle will be August 1st, and the grand prize is going to be a copy of Beetle and Grimm's Legendary Edition Curse of Strahd. We're going to have a bunch of other prizes as well, but I'll go through those as we get closer and announce them. But in addition to participating in or getting a chance to win some amazing gaming stuff, you also get a chance to vote for what the next upcoming charity sessions, the next 2 rounds of charity games are going to be, and you also get a chance to use the money you donated to help outfit our heroes for those sessions. So if you do want to donate, there's a link in the description of the video. Every $25 gives you 1 chance to win that legendary edition of Curse of Strahd or one of the other amazing prizes that we will have on offer. We gave away 15 prizes in our last raffle, including 2 different products from Beetle and Grimm, a starter set for the City of Mist, and a bunch of prizes from the Redbubble shop, the Dungeon Musings Redbubble shop, including hoodies, a hoodie, t-shirts, posters, mugs, a pillow, and a comfy blanket. So there's lots of great prizes. And the best thing is all donations go directly to SOS Children's Villages International, an organization that helps over 80,000 orphaned and abandoned children from around the world. So lots of ways to help out some kids who could really use help and win some gaming stuff and participate in what we do around these parts on the Dungeon Musings YouTube channel. Last thing I'll say is a huge thank you to our posse for tonight. This was once again a pickup game. We had to call an audible on this, and I cannot tell you, I hate wasting these gaming nights. And when I was thinking of the prospect of having to come up with something to do tonight, and I really at a loss. So I'm greatly appreciative of our players, Hobbs, Arlen, and Steve-O, joining us all the way from Peru. The Peruvian internet apparently has rolled a fumble on its connection chance, so we do appreciate you joining us for when you could, Steve-O, and Hobbs and Arlen. Thanks so much for playing tonight, partners.
Yeah,
thank you, sir.
All right. So with that, we will bring this session to a close. Thank you so much for joining us, for everyone at home. If you are joining us during the current pandemic, we do hope that this finds you healthy, safe, and weathering the current crisis as well as can be expected. The whole world is sort of, we're on that home stretch right now, it feels like. So hopefully, so that this won't last us much longer, we'll soon be back and able to be playing in person again. I mean, not here on the Dungeon Musings YouTube channel, but we will be able to start planning that mythic in-person session with all of us. So that'll be a hopeful thing down the road. Until then...
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. I thought you said a-hole. Like, yeah, you're not wrong, but... For those listening at home, thank you again for joining us. We hope this finds you healthy, safe, and weathering the current crisis. Until we see you again, stay safe, stay healthy, and happy gaming.
Bye.